thing. If anybody is there, you can let us know if we can be seen and or heard, and if it's clear. Hopefully, it is.
Go away.
What's wrong?
Nothing. I was just switching to the chat screen.
Oh, I guess nobody's here. Oh well, talking
no,
to
it says
myself.
10 people.
Talking to myself.
Hey, 10 people. We can't see who you
Yeah.
are just yet
because there is a delay.
it is a delay.
Yeah,
with
there is
the,
a delay. Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Action Figure
Hey, Action
Academy
Figure.
came Union. Randy
Came
Savage
Union.
apparently is here.
Hey. Hi, happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Thanks for joining us this evening, my friend Wildy.
Yes.
Wildy. My friend Wildy.
And we'll wait for more people to show up.
We are.
Hoping y'all had a good day. Good Thanksgiving. Hey, Melody.
Melody Shakas is here. Happy Thanksgiving indeed to everybody who is joining us this evening in our live.
Yeah, Thanksgiving Day live stream. The Retro Philosopher is here.
Uh-oh. There he is.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet that he has that. Oh, who was it that did it? The pop where the guy's got the turkey stuck on his head. Is that from Friends? You have that one?
Oh, yeah. Hank is here. Hey, Hank. How you doing? Again, hoping y'all had a good Thanksgiving. You didn't eat too much. You left some leftovers for the for next week. So when you have to pack your lunch, you can pack up some leftovers.
But then you get tired of it, though. There's only so many turkey sandwiches that you can eat, and then you just like, oh my god. Cable Tech is here. Robert online. Robert made it. Robert wants to know if we cooked.
Yes,
she's a good cook, actually.
Yeah, we cooked. We had breakfast and then we ate dinner. So we only had 2 meals a day, breakfast and dinner.
Jackalow is here,
and that's it. Hey, Jack, how you doing? And
she's a good cook, especially the mashed potatoes. I could just eat the mashed potatoes. Oh, not a fan of Friends. Oh, who is? I don't know. It was a popular show, but I've tried to watch it and I just couldn't get into it personally.
I have never seen an episode of Friends.
I didn't care for it.
A lot of people liked it. A lot of people really liked Friends, but I never saw it. I'm not too big of a fan of sitcoms. Some sitcoms, and I think we talked about this before. Some sitcoms I can tolerate, but I can't tolerate all sitcoms.
Yeah.
So I never saw Friends. What did David eat in lieu of turkey? He had fake chicken meat. Because he eats fake meat, the plant-based meat. And whatever I cook for myself, I cook the meat version, and I'll cook him a version that's meatless. So he had the fake chicken meat, the strips, and I fried it up with some broccoli, and he ate that with mashed potatoes. He didn't get stuffing because the stuffing had meat in it, and it had the juice from the turkey, so he couldn't eat the stuffing.
I'm not a big
fan.
He
ain't a fan of stuffing, no way.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of traditional Thanksgiving food, anyways. Like all that stuff that the people usually have. The 3D printed chicken. No, we're not that far into it, guys. But the turkey, cranberry sauce, and yams, and sweet potatoes, and stuffing, and all. I always hated that stuff.
I like all that.
I never liked it.
Except for cranberry sauce. I don't eat cranberry sauce, but all that other stuff. I like Thanksgiving and Christmas foods. The turkeys, that kind of stuff, the stuffing. I like all that stuff. David, not so much. But like I said, I always make him something else. But somebody had the 3D printed meat. Who was that?
KFC's doing that.
Oh, KFC's
in China. They're experimenting with it. Jeff wants to know if pie is all right. Pie is awesome.
He don't eat sweet potato pie.
No.
So he didn't eat that today, but I sure did. Because I made a sweet potato pie, but
I don't care for it.
He don't like it.
I am not J.J. Evans. That's all she ever made was sweet potato. Oh, I made some sweet potato pie.
Did
Every
she
freaking, it's like
ever?
every other episode, sweet potato pie. Oh, sweet potato pie. I never liked that stuff.
Melody and Retro had pot roast.
And my friend Widely had pheasant.
Oh, he's in Europe. That's like a thing they eat a lot in Europe. Pheasant. You're too good. I don't like cooking. I like to cook. I like
She's
cooking
good.
a lot.
Oh, Lynx is here.
Hey, Lynx.
Thanks for joining us, Lynx.
Sweet potato pie is horrible. Oh, come on, Jeff. A man of taste and culture. Blah. He liked pie.
A man of wealth and taste. Can you guess my name? Oh, Gnomsky.
I took 9 months pregnant, right?
Gnomsky says he looks 9 months pregnant. Gnomsky had too much to eat.
Yes.
Is what he's suggesting there.
3D printed chicken sounds disgusting. Being a weightlifter is real meat and poultry for me.
Sure.
Only, yeah.
But yeah, they all of that stuff is happening with KFC, and they're doing it in China. The 3D printed chicken, the drones making deliveries to get rid of delivery drivers, all that they're experimenting with in China. Jeff had barbecue pork ribs.
Okay, pork ribs and grilled asparagus.
Oh, my friend is in Illinois, not Europe.
Oh, okay. Well, I know they eat it a lot in when we watch those shows on TV.
Well, they just shoot them. You don't know what happens to them afterwards.
They eat it because they always have a big meal, and they're like, "What is going to be the main course?" Ooh, pheasant. Let's have pheasant. Yeah. I've never
Huzzah! We'll have pheasant. Out of sight is here.
Hey, out of sight. How you doing? Blueberry pie is delicious.
I'll take
David
like pie.
Lemon meringue pie. I make him lemon
she
meringue
makes a great
pie.
lemon meringue, like that thick.
It's
like
enough.
Deep dish lemon meringue pie, but it's not mush. It's solid. It's really good.
Yeah.
Robert said he was going to have cold pizza and soda. He said that in a comment.
Yeah.
Before. Cold pizza and turkey, but somebody brought him turkey.
Okay. Very blessed and thankful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just glad somebody was looking out for you.
See, Melanie likes sweet potato
pie.
That's
all right. If you like sweet potato pie, that's fine. I just don't care for it too much. Yeah, it was nice of them.
Yeah.
We were watching specials, and also I assume some of you guys have seen the Thanksgiving Day special that I had put up, and that was, of course, the original BC special, and she had some up on her channel as well. And we were watching them today, and one that I'm going to do next year that is really good actually was the Berenstein Bears Thanksgiving special. Was surprisingly good.
Yeah, Big Paw.
It felt like a Dr. Seuss episode. It felt like a Dr. Seuss special.
Yeah, it did. And
I was impressed.
And then I also had another one with Muppets. It wasn't Jim Henson's Muppets. It was a different Muppets, and it was the dogs versus the cats, and they were both starving, and they wanted a turkey for Thanksgiving, so they both tried to kidnap this turkey that came to town that was wandering through, and it was really funny. It was good. We watched those this morning before, during breakfast time. Let's see. Jeff says we try to do a different meal every year. Last year was Italian. I did that a couple of years. One year we had all seafood, shrimp, crab, lobster, that kind of stuff. Another year it was Italian, where we had like pastas, like spaghetti or lasagna, something like that. Yeah, I like doing that, but then I started missing the traditional stuff. Because like I said, I like turkey and stuffing, and the only time I'll eat it is during either Thanksgiving or Christmas. I'm not going to eat it no other time. It just don't feel right. But yeah, I like that when you do something different like that.
Out of Sight wants to know if I found that poster. No, there is no poster. And I contacted Mezco and went through the rigmarole with them, because they basically treated me like I was a moron and said, well, if you look in the box, you should find a tube. And it's like, the tube is like this, because I wasn't, I ordered it so long ago, I couldn't remember. And then people were telling me in the comments, hey, isn't there supposed to be a print with that, an art print? And it is a silk screen art print in a big tube, and it wasn't there. And they gave me the rigmarole until I sent them a copy of the video And then they were like, we'll get that out to you ASAP. That's the very last thing I heard from them. So pays to film yourself.
It does. And tell them that, because I've had that happen to me before, where something was missing. And I don't go through all of that.
Yeah.
I send them an email. Hey, I got my figure in. This was missing. I have a video, because I always film my unboxings for my YouTube channel. Do you want me to send it to you? That stops all conversation.
Yeah, it does.
It does. It was, because I told David, go back, tell him that you filmed it for your YouTube channel, and it's posted. And they'll fix it. And they sure did.
Suddenly they were.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we get it out to you tomorrow.
But they were basically treating me like I was a moron. Look in the box again. There should be a tube.
Yeah.
And Hank is saying, you hear about Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger. Yeah. Suicide.
Committed suicide.
Yeah. And I found out about that ahead of everybody else, because my son actually knows him. Who does Nerdtastic Plastic in Illinois, because he sells toys, and he also is the transporter for he's got an arrangement with the shows. He does the transportation for the Power Rangers when they come to do autograph sessions. So he knows the guy. He's met him several times. And so he was telling me, yeah, I heard that he killed himself, and I've talked to a few other people that know him, and they said he's been going through a lot of mess the last few weeks, and he was emotionally unstable. And there you go. That's unfortunate.
Yes.
And Retro loves the Garfield special.
Yeah. I tried to put up Garfield. YouTube said, no, you ain't doing it.
They blocked her channel.
You ain't having it.
They blocked her.
Take it down.
Yeah.
So
that one's still too well protected.
Yeah.
Melody wants to know where you're from. She's from Alaska.
That's not true, Melody. I'm from South Carolina, born and raised.
Oh no. Robert wants to know how long it takes you to cook.
I started cook. Okay, now we had breakfast this morning, but it was a special breakfast, and that took some hours. So I had to start that last night, and then we ate that this morning. And then with the turkey and stuff, I started cooking that at noon, and then we ate about 4:30, 5 o'clock, something like that. We ate. So, the longest thing to cook was the turkey, because that take like 3.5 hours, something like that. And then you cook everything else, and it doesn't take that long.
Yeah. Jeff is saying they like to switch it up every year.
Yeah. So
no, I haven't looked for a horse.
I'm trying to tell him to get a horse, but now I looked it up for him. The only one that I have found, and it might be more, the only one I found that kind of fits is from Mythic Legions. They have the 4 horsemen. They have a nice one in the 112 scale. That's all dressed out, with the whole guard on. But man, I think it's expensive. I'd rather cook than go out unless it's to the pizza place.
But and Robert's picking on me, saying Mezco probably knows who I am. They do now.
Yeah.
They do after that.
Yeah.
People are speculating here. They said that he had some marriage problems. I'm not sure, because Warren didn't tell me. He didn't tell me what it was. He just told me he knew about it before it even started popping up on Facebook.
Yeah.
Just because, like I said, he knows some of those guys. He picks them up at the airport, brings them to the conventions and stuff like that. But and Rome Ross is here. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, Rome.
Watching the Planet of the Apes for Thanksgiving. The original
one?
The original Planet of the Apes. What's surprisingly good is the television series.
We watched that. That was actually pretty good.
There's only one season though, and they canceled it.
I like how Roddy McDowall was acting. I like his whole mannerisms and how he acts.
Roddy McDowall, he played the hell out of that role. He even did the voice acting for his character in the cartoon series. It was on Saturday mornings. Yeah, Robert. But birds are scavengers. They are omnivores, and they will eat anything.
Yeah. They will.
There's John McJunkin.
Hey, John.
Thanks for joining us tonight. And what Retro's trying to get you hooked.
Care Bear. Oh, no. I'm not even talking to you, Retro. You're going to be on timeout for about the next 20 minutes. David, sometimes just say that smelling me. No.
That don't bother
me
at all.
Make him sick.
No, you're thinking of vegans. The vegans who are so into it that they won't even eat honey or drink milk or anything.
Yeah. They won't eat eggs.
Anything that came from an animal is exploitation. They won't eat broccoli because not broccoli.
Broccoli.
Cauliflower. Because there's technically nerve endings in it. They're real weird about it, and that stuff. It don't bother me. I can smell it, but I just don't want to eat it.
Because he sure smell it here.
Yeah.
From what I've been seeing in my area lately, it appears as though Pokemon will soon be joining Funkos and having outlived their. Both brands just sit on the shelves.
Funko's hurting though. They're all over the place.
Well, they're really messing up with Mondo because if you've seen, they got their projection for 2023. And what? They got like 6 things projected?
It's too much.
For 1 year?
Look at what they did this year. 3 versions of Hordak, okay? Technically 3 versions of Hordak. The anniversary She-Ra limited for what do you have, 48-hour window or something crazy?
Yeah.
40th anniversary He-Man. Then
Anti-Eternia.
The Anti-Eternia He-Man. I would have liked to get it, but I didn't do it. The Battle Cat. And now what's next? Which will be out by at least June of next year. You've got Panther, Trapjaw, Orko as a separate figure. Orko.
Yeah. Beastman.
Yeah, Beastman.
Tila. Battle armor.
No,
Skeletor.
It's Dragon Blaster Skeletor.
Yeah, but he has the battle armor suit.
Also.
Yeah.
So
all of
he's got that attachment.
So that's 6 things.
And there was one more, but I can't remember what it was.
I
saw something else, but I can't remember.
You said Panther?
No, I did. But there's 6 or 7 things.
Yeah.
Between this last release to June.
And
it's like we went from getting 2 or 3 a year to them just cranking it, and it's like that's Funko's influence, and that's going to kill it. It's I like them, but I'm like, I can't. Even when She-Ra popped up, I was like, I can't throw down another 250 whatever because I just got the 40th anniversary He-Man. It's too much.
Yeah.
And then so now I've got to do. Now you've got the Battle Cat. That's $500.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's too much. I can't do it. And then here comes the Anti-Eternia He-Man surprise drop, limited edition of 1,500 pieces. And now Trapjaw is scheduled next. And it's like, come on. It's too much at once.
Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, what is a good special to watch? I don't know. Like I said,
the Berenstein Bears one was really good.
On my channel, I put out some cartoons. I put out volume 1 and 2, and it's 3 cartoons each. And it's some ones that you haven't seen. But if you like cartoons, of course, you got Charlie Brown cartoons.
Well, that's and all the original Peanuts ones are classic.
Yeah,
they're great.
You have that. The Bernstein Bears one. And Bugs Bunny got one that is hard to find.
Lynx and William Randall are here.
Hey, Lynx and William
Randall.
Randall.
There's a Bugs Bunny one, and it's been banned. So you can find like a clip here, like a 2-minute clip here and there, but you can't find the whole thing, and it's banned because there's this big bear of a rabbit female, and he helps her to lose weight. And so they shut that one down, but I would love to find that one, try to put it up if I don't get in trouble.
We saw the Casper one today, and Casper was trying to help the turkey lose weight. And that turkey kept on eating, and he almost got himself killed.
that one was pretty funny, actually.
Been watching the Book of Boba Fett and started the Obi-Wan. Got to say it's pretty good shows. Okay.
And Lynx was out shopping.
Oh no. Boy.
That's what Robert is asking if anybody did. I guess Lynx did. But yeah, I could never do that.
I've never done the Black Friday shopping before. But I'm gonna go out and look at that Hot Topic and look for that Care Bear figure though.
Mm-hmm.
Go out there Monday.
Gilgamesh says he worked in a fake meat plants once and repairing the conveyor lines. It stinks when you take the belt up. That's any of those places where they manufacture food. You'd be surprised. But they should be cleaning that regularly though, because I know after every run when we shut down, the at Frito-Lay, the entire system was sanitized. They had a crew that would come in hazmat suits, and they would spend like a whole 24-hour period scrubbing all of that equipment. Scrubbing all that equipment. Link says he bought manga volumes.
Oh, okay. 1 through 14.
Oh, Blu-rays and anime. Oh, okay. You go to Walmart or someplace. Yeah, what's this, Melanie? Hot Topic had their Funko buried in the back of the store behind a wall.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna go look for that because I do want those Care Bears.
She's got a sucker for Care Bears.
Yeah, that, and then something else came out. I'm not gonna get those music ones. I like them, but I'm not gonna get those. But I am gonna get those.
Well, they're $50 a pop for those. For the case that has like 4 figures in it, like Kiss and AC/DC and stuff. Those are $50 a piece. Although
they're gigantic.
To be fair, you're looking at, okay, Kiss has 4 figures. How much does a Funko Pop go for? About $10 a piece. That means you're paying $10 for the acrylic case, and if you were to order an acrylic case that size, it'd cost more than $10.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get it. I get the price point. I know people don't want to pay that, but you know,
I just want the Care Bears one, and I want the McDonald's one, and that's on Amazon. It's only $3, and it's so far is no store exclusive, so that's easy to find. You just go on Amazon, you can order all 3. But the Care Bear one, and this is why I got out of Funko and why I don't like them, is because, okay, now you got this new wave of Care Bears coming out. I can't remember how many of them are there, but you got a ton of chases. Almost every one of them got a chase attached. You got all of these different store exclusives, and it's like you got to run around looking for them. Now, again, I can go to Big Bad Toy Store. Not Big Bad Toy Store, Big Apple Collectible. But you won't get that till 2024.
Yeah, you're waiting for 2 years.
So,
and well, I think it's kind of the other way around because those mom and pop shops are tired of getting kicked in the teeth because Stuck in Time is one of those places that are around here. We've talked to the owner a few times, and Funko treats them like crap.
Yeah, because they get their stuff so late.
Yeah, the bigger stores get priority anyway, and he was telling us this a couple of years back. So by the time he gets his stuff, it's already been in Walmart for like 5 months or something like that.
It's already on clearance.
It kills him. It kills him.
Because then people will cancel their pre-orders, and that's what happens at Big Apple Collectible. They take their money up front, and then if you cancel, they give you a store credit. But the stuff is already on clearance in the stores.
Yeah, so it just hurts you.
Yeah. Mondo requires.
Yeah, it feels that way.
Yeah,
it feels
especially
that way.
The way they're going now.
You certain things, like she said, she tried to put Garfield on, and they shut her down.
Yeah.
So certain things they'll block you, or you'll get a strike, or they'll put ads on your video and send the money somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because the copyright owner will allow it, but you can't put ads. They're going to take the money.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So that's kind of how that works. It's a bit of a mess.
I don't care because my channel not monetized anyway. So, but if I get a strike, they're gonna block it from going to most places anyway. So I just take it down. But the Garfield one, they took that all the way down. Sometime they'll tell you, okay, this video won't be seen in certain countries or this section of it. Because I was trying to put up one today, and it was like from 13 minutes to 25 minutes won't be seen in certain countries. And it's like, what are you going to show? A blank screen for that amount of time?
Yeah. And
so I just took it down.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
They screw you up all the time. Yeah. I wouldn't want to, Jeff says he wouldn't want to work in retail over the holidays again. I've worked in retail. It does stink. People treat you like crap. Customers are terrible to retail employees.
Yeah,
Yeah, I came muted.
oversaturation will destroy any line, regardless. Yeah, Funko not dealing with mom and pop stores is a dumb move that would further limit their. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but they don't.
Because oh, go ahead.
They don't care. They get
No,
they're the only one putting out a product like well other companies do, but they have a monopoly on it because people don't take the other versions of Funko that are available seriously.
yeah, like Jada Metals. I like Jada Metals. I think they make a far better product than Funko does.
Hmm.
Um, you know, but they never really took off, so then they just kind of dropped it and they fell back to the cars, and now they're putting out those universal monsters. I'm not going to support them only because I already have universal monsters, not the Funko ones. I have the action figure ones,
Yeah.
but their universal monsters look good, way better than the Funko ones. And there's, you can you can look at it and tell what it is, unlike Funko. You can look at a
Sometimes
Funko,
you don't know what
you
it
don't know
is.
what that
Yeah.
thing is without that box.
Yeah.
So, you know, I worked at FYE for 15 years, worked every Black Friday. Said, nope, I ain't shopping.
No, I don't blame you. It's a mess. People are silly. No,
Popeye becoming.
I never heard that. I did not hear Popeyes being a manga. I don't really read manga like all that anyways.
No,
But
arcade turn was 700 and then for 300. Tempted. Mm.
and who is that?
Hey,
D
D
Dow
Dow.
is here.
Hey, and 28 toys?
Hmm?
25 toys.
25 toys says I don't feel the value is there for the Mondo 6 scale figures when compared to some of the hot toys I bought for nearly the same price. Your thoughts? Um, I it depends because I've done some reviews of hot toys, and it just like with the Mezco, it's either hit or miss. Sometimes I think that they're a decent figure, and sometimes I think it's not worth the price. And especially where hot toys are starting to creep up to the between the $300 to $400 mark. The Mondo, I think it was a better value when it was under $200
Mm-hmm.
because I mean even the original He-Man I think was 165 or 167, and they keep cranking it. And the last one was I got the Hordak, but I got the Filmation Hordak. I didn't like the way the other one looked. I like the Filmation one better, but that was still over 250. And it's like, God, you guys are just pushing it.
Hmm.
But if they, I think I would be more comfortable with it around the $200 mark, up to $200. But they're pushing the price points. Like I said, Battle Cat, $500 for
Yeah.
Battle Cat. It didn't need to be that much. I don't think so. I don't know if it's justified. I don't think it should have been more than three, maybe. And that's because it's a large piece. But
Yeah. I
yeah,
think
it's getting to be a bit much.
I think Hot Toys do better with more human movie accurate
Yeah,
figures. Meaning, like, if they do a figure of, let's say, John Wick, that's a human character. It's the likeness of Keanu Reeves.
yeah,
If they do like James Bond or something like that, a human character, I think they do a better job. And I don't think they would do as great of a job on a cartoon
hmm,
character. Like Mondo does a lot of cartoon characters, like the Batmans, the Masters of the Universe. They do a good job on
yeah.
capturing that. I don't know about Hot Toys. I think they do better with, like I said, TV and movie accurate figures.
And
I
then
would.
sometimes it just feels cheap. Like when I had that Captain America and it had the faceplate change outs and it just didn't
Yeah.
look right and it didn't move and it
Mm-hmm.
was kind of annoying.
Some of these mom
Yeah,
and pop
Jonathan
stores.
is here and he
Oh.
says mom and pop stores are not even going to sell Marvel Legends.
Oh well. Well, they have to push the price up so high just to get it in the store.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Walmart can buy 1 million Marvel Legends and sell it for $20. But then you got a mom and pop one, they probably can only afford to buy 100 of them.
Hmm.
Now they got to sell it for $45. And you're like, well, why would I go here to this mom and pop if I can go to Walmart and get it for $20?
Yeah.
Or Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, places like that. And then the mom and pop don't like to put stuff on sale.
Yeah.
and all
Or
of
they
that.
might not could afford to.
Yeah. So then, they do better off with aftermarket stuff. If stuff is already out, you can't find it, it's already clearanced out and all of that, then you go there and you might can find it. But
Yeah, Jeff likes the Jada Metals.
yeah,
Says they
I
do
like
better than
Jada
Hot Wheels.
Metal.
Well,
Yeah,
Hot Wheels just recast the same stuff over and over.
yeah.
And Robert likes the jacket.
Easy Rider.
Well, this is the see.
There's a side of old little money, a lot of pops and
This
figures.
is my original childhood guest jacket that I bought myself from the Guest store in the mall when I was like 15.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Ling said he saw an old lady buying pops and figures in the Target. Maybe she's buying it for her grandkids.
And if we missed your comment, we're not ignoring you. It just is so there's a lot on the stream.
Worth the money.
Yeah, Retro wants to know why there's so many Black Series. They're worth the money. I don't think they are personally, and I think there's too much, and they crank them out because people are going to buy them.
Yeah.
That's why they're recoloring them in like Christmas, even Halloween colors now. They know that completists are going to keep buying them.
Yeah.
Basically. And there's Jonathan Good.
Hey, Jonathan.
He says Happy Thanksgiving. And let me see here. Who gets Hot Toys? Oh, Robert. I only get a few Hot Toys. Arnold Eastwood.
I like who's making those Clint Eastwood? It's not Hot Toys. It's somebody else.
Oh, is it Blitzway from Sideshow?
I don't know.
We're trying to.
Those look good.
They do look really good.
But then like I said before, when it comes to statues, those pictures look amazing. And then you get it in your house underneath your own light with your own eyeballs, and they don't look that great.
No, and that's why I've panned a couple in reviews. Actually, my two favorite that I've done reviews on is one, the Guardians of the Galaxy Stan Lee in the astronaut suit, which he doesn't move very well either, but with the suit's bulky, so you kind of expect that.
Yeah.
And then the Neo, the Neo I really like.
Yeah.
I thought they did a great job with the Neo. Very flexible, has a decent stand. A lot of them don't have good stands. But aside from that, I'm not a big fan of the Hot Toys. I think because to me, I need more than just how it looks for it to be good quality. And physically, they're usually not good quality, in my opinion. Yeah, K Munin says Marvel Legends is selling a bit less.
Yeah.
Well, it is too many waves. It's slow down.
Well, you don't need the windowless boxes.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's hurt it too. And it's not like there haven't been windowless boxes of action figures sold ever, but you got people used to that. You got people used to this is our format, and then suddenly you change it and you just expect them to suck it up.
Well, not only that, people don't trust people no more. And we've talked about that before. You don't know that whatever's supposed to be in that box is in that box because you're the honest guy that's going to buy it, take it home, and then open it. And then you're supposed to have a Luke Skywalker, and you got some other figure, some Dollar Tree figure in the box.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's and that already happens with the window.
Yeah, so that happens with the window, but at least you can see it and say, "Oh, I'm not getting that. That's not what that's supposed to be." And then, you got those dishonest people that come and buy it up, and then they switch the figures out. So people are like,
And that's where you get your little story from. Vic Rules. Is it Vic Rules? Is there a Hot Toys Jack Burton? No, but there is a Sideshow Jack Burton. They did Jack Burton and they did Snake Plissken. I'm waiting to see if they do any more.
Hold on, I wanted to see what he said.
Who, Retro?
Yeah.
Retro Philosopher says, "Is it wrong as a collector if you are not a completist?" No, you do whatever you want. You collect
I know I'm
any
not a
way
completist.
that you want.
I know that's right. I mean, some lines you might like. Let's say Star Wars, but you don't like all of the people on there.
Yeah.
Like I like Transformers, but I don't want all. I just want 4. So I buy
Oh, and
those.
especially nowadays, there's too many, and all these third party manufacturers and all these foreign variants and everything. I mean, they're making, again, another argument for a topic of like adult collector discussion.
Mm-hmm.
They're making more now than they ever did, and still targeting the same audience, because they were selling them to us when we were kids, and they're selling them to us now. But now they make more than they ever did. Yeah, Mondo, I think they are making a Harley Quinn.
Oh God.
Yeah.
They're gonna wear Harley Quinn out.
Yeah, they are. Well, more Harley Quinn's on that list. I've got like a short list of characters I think that need a break, that need a breather, like Deadpool.
Well, they kind of
Harley
backed up.
Quinn.
You don't see Deadpool as much.
I think they caught the message with Deadpool,
And
because it's
Iron
been a
Man,
minute.
you don't see him as much anymore.
Oh yeah, you do. Because 3-0's been cranking them out.
Oh,
Remember? Yeah.
yeah.
And Robert says he only buys them on. Oh, I read the wrong one. That was Gilgamesh.
Okay.
He was saying, I only buy Marvel Legends of Black series on clearance anymore. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
What's this? Your favorite version of Christmas Carol?
Oh, the movie. I like a Mickey's Christmas Carol. That's my favorite.
It is fun. That is a fun one.
I love Mickey's Christmas Carol.
I like An American Christmas Carol, and that's the one with Henry Winkler. You know, the Fonz. And if you ever thought he couldn't act because he was typecast from Happy Days, watch that and you'll see him act.
Yeah, that one was good.
That's a heartbreaker. Yeah, especially when he starts crying in that one scene, and you're like, oh no, because he expresses himself so well there. But I like An American Christmas Carol, and then the one with George C. Scott's really good too.
Yeah, that one's good.
He was a great actor.
Yeah,
he really was.
Speaking of Black series, I personally cut back massively since they started with the constant repacks and reprints, the lackluster, overpriced deluxe. And that's another thing that gets on people's nerves too, and cause people to quit is because of the re-releases, repack. Okay, we're gonna just change the box and put new in the corner, but it's the exact same
or repaint the exact same figure.
Yeah. Instead of having a white belt, now he's gonna have a black belt.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, by the way, with Mondo, because that reminded me again with Mondo, that the He-Man that was released when they put the Battle Cat out, the one that's available on the one that that one, the one that's available on Big Bad Toy Store now is yet a different He-Man. It's a completely different figure. The one that's $235. So and that was Fractured Fet. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
But so that's yet another one, another figure that they popped out to go with the Battle Cat. If you never bought one of their He-Mans before, here's yet another He-Man. And I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, it's too much.
In that regard, I could kind of see it, because that's what Super 7 did when the Thunder Tank came out.
A lot of people were okey-doked, though, because they thought that He-Man came with the Battle Cat. No, you had to buy it separately.
Oh, yeah.
So
Well.
so now you're into them for $750.
Did you go for the fancy turtle vans that are coming? Now, I did buy some turtle vans. It's one sitting here at Big Bad Toy Store that was supposed to come out this year that's got pushed back to mid 2023. I don't know if that's the one you're talking about. I honestly don't even remember who made it. It's been so long. I want to say maybe Super 7 made it.
Yeah.
I got some turtle vans that came in the box, but it's figures. You know, it looked like the van is in the box. But I did order a turtle van.
Yeah.
I don't remember who made it, honestly, because it was so long ago. I got it from Big Bad Toy Store. I'm almost sure it was Super 7.
Probably Playmates. You got those box sets, though.
No, but this one is an actual van. This one is a van. But I don't remember who made it. So, you know, and I'm kind of worn out with all of that. Even with the Super 7, I'm
It's too much.
contemplating,
Same argument.
yeah, if I should get the new wave of the turtles, because I do order the turtles from Super 7 and I get the Thundercats from Super 7. Now they have them backing off and they're not putting it out as often. But I was watching a guy this week who got the last Super 7, which one? He got the turtles, and he opened it up and he was saying how from the beginning when they started making turtles to now,
Yeah, I
how the
remember that.
quality has gone down so much. For me, I don't open the boxes, so I don't know if the quality went down or not. I just know the prices went up. That's all I know.
Yeah, prices went up, and quality apparently is dipping. More breaks, more
Yeah,
paint rubs,
paint,
more paint chipping,
yeah,
things like that is happening.
yeah. So I mean, you got all of those things. Um, y'all know I backed off of collecting. I haven't picked up anything since recently. At the last con we were at, I picked up something, and I'm starting to get a little twinge about buying again, but I don't know if I'm gonna go deep into all of that because it's just, not as fun as it used to be.
Yeah.
Okay. I love It's a Wonderful
That's a
Life.
good movie. I haven't
I
seen
never
that.
saw
I
It's a
haven't seen
Wonderful
that in
Life.
a long time.
Isn't that the one where they bought the house at the end, and then they're
No, well,
running
they didn't
around?
buy a house at the end.
But the Santa Claus, or somebody gave them a house or
No,
something?
Santa. That's Miracle on 34th Street.
Oh, I never saw
Melody likes Mickey's Christmas Carol.
It's a Wonderful Life or 34th Street. I just
Then how do
remember
you know the end
because
plot?
I saw that end piece. Seriously, I only saw that end piece
Oh,
where
come on.
they drove up to the house and the girl went in the house and it was like, oh, it's the house, and it was a cane in the
And they
corner.
didn't get the house. They were going to buy it. It wasn't given to
Didn't I
them.
just say they bought the house
I don't
and
know
you
what you're
said that
talking
they
about.
didn't buy the house? Anyway, that's the one I saw. And I only saw that piece, that little 5 minutes.
And Donald Layton has
Hey,
joined us,
Donald.
as well as Daisy.
Hey, Mommy. How you doing? Happy Thanksgiving. Went well. Yeah, we ate up a lot of stuff. Okay. Well, next year Funko plans up $11.
Yeah, they have
15.
Really?
At Walmart, isn't it still $9 at Walmart? Isn't it?
I
don't know.
I don't remember how much.
I don't know, but
I don't
boy,
remember how much it is.
It's too much.
Yeah, it is. It is too much. For a pop. I mean,
I
it's.
have the Hot Wheels turtle van.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
little tiny van, right?
Yeah.
I got that. Oh, Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels.
Oh,
Hot
no.
Wheels.
I was thinking about Hot Toys. Never mind. Yeah, the little. Yeah. I have that.
Oh, boss fight. I don't have any of the boss fight Popeyes. They look interesting though.
Oh yeah.
Patrick Peluso has joined us. Thank you for coming. Thank you for popping in this evening.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, what was he saying? Jeff is saying Super 7 Turtles aren't holding any value. None of them are. If you
None of them are. Thundercats either.
Yeah, all the Super 7 stuff is taking a dip in the secondary market right now.
Yeah, and it's almost, it's almost like a kind of a gamble. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, I want the new wave of Turtles. You're going to wait 2 years before it comes out. Then you go on eBay because it's $55. And on eBay, you can sometimes get them between $20 to $40.
Yeah.
So you can save money that way, I don't know. Yeah, you might can take the gamble because everything else is sure down. My favorite Christmas movie, The Muppets.
Muppet Christmas Carol is good. Yeah, they did.
I think I saw that.
With what's that actor's name? The guy who played
I'm gonna look for that and watch it.
Oh, I can't think of the actor's name. But yeah, they got a big actor for it with puppets, with Muppets. You know, it's a really good Christmas special, actually, and that's going to be the one that comes up next. What? I'm going to be putting up another I'm going to put up a new Christmas special on the channel, and it's going to be the Fat Albert Christmas special. I've already spliced it out and put in original 80s Christmas. Put in original 80s Christmas commercials at the proper commercial blocks in the segments. and it aired originally in 1977, and it played through. They put it on CBS every year until about 1985, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've got that. That'll be coming up next. I'll probably put it up in the next few days. So watch out for that. It's one of the. It's a good one. It's funny, and it's got some emotional aspects to it as well. It's
I'll
one of
do
the.
it.
It's one of the better. I put it up there. If I had a top 5, it'd be on there with the Peanuts Christmas and stuff like
Mickey.
that. I don't know about that. No, no, Mickey Christmas Carol's pretty good actually.
The New Eternia. What's that? The New Eternia line. Is that the Origins?
Is that the one in the blue box?
I'm not getting none of that. Mm-mm. I'm done with all of that new He-Man stuff. Like I said, I'll get the Origins vehicles. I'm getting those, and that's it. I'm not getting no action figures and the Sunman stuff because they didn't really come out too much back in the day, and you can't find it. So I get that, and that's it. I ain't messing with all that Eternia stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah, Link says the Flintstones Christmas.
They
I
had a
remember that.
Christmas Carol?
Yeah, I remember. I don't know if there was a. I don't remember a Christmas Carol. I know they had a Christmas special, but I don't remember it. Quite frankly, I don't remember it.
Now $11.99. Wow.
Oh, they're $11.99 already at
Yeah,
Walmart.
they're
Okay.
early days. Yeah, yeah. That's what it was always. They're affordable. They're small and they're affordable.
Yeah.
What's Santa bringing LPH for Christmas, David?
I don't know.
No, I don't
What's
know
he bringing?
either.
I don't know. He may not make it this year. But
smoking.
yeah,
Yes.
it feels that way. And then Robert says he's got Super 7 Joes, just the main characters. The Ultimates or the reactions. And Jeff wants to know if we're looking forward to anything coming out figure-wise. I don't know. I mean, again, the Mondos, I like them, but I just can't really afford to buy them anymore. I had to stop. And I stopped. The last one I ordered was the 40th anniversary He-Man, and then like a couple of weeks later, here's 40th anniversary She-Ra, and I was like, I can't do it. And then here's Battle Cat, and here's another He-Man, and then here's Anti-Eternia He-Man, all within a span of like 3 months.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't do it, you know.
And we said
but
that
I really like them though.
When Funko took over Mondo, we did a video and we said that this was going to happen. That as soon as Funko takes over, Mondo was going to start cranking out
and that's exactly what's happened.
Figures and putting them out so fast, people are going to get tired of it and not buy it. and I saw a video today and somebody was saying that, hey, you know, I really want this, but you're going to cause me to go bankrupt because we can't afford all of that stuff back to back to back. When it was 2 figures a year, you had a big gap in between. It was doable. Now you're talking about 6 figures. I mean, still, it's not like Funko, it's not like Black Series, it's not like Marvel Legends, but those figures are less than $40. These you're talking about 200.
You're spending over 200 a piece easily.
Yeah, so that's a major difference.
And Fracture's right. It was Michael Caine in the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And who was that? Retro was asking, how do you upload the shows and commercials? I have the shows on disc.
Oh,
and I have an archive of vintage commercials. And so I sit there and I actually edit it all together myself. That's what I've been doing.
Me, on the other hand, I scour YouTube for movies I want, download it, and then I find a bunch of commercials and download. Hey, Fabio.
Fabio has joined us.
And then I splice it together and re-upload.
And we appreciate that, Fabio.
Thank you. Sincerely thankful for the content. Yeah, thank you.
Hey, we try. Yeah. We're just trying to share the love of the hobbies, really, with everybody. And what was that? Donald says the year's almost over. Do you have a figure of the year? Figure of the year. Actually, this year, one of my favorite figures that I got, new figure that came out, the Mezco Conan, I thought was really well done.
That came out in 2022.
It was released. in 2022, and and the Mondo, was it the Man at Arms?
That
Which
was
was the
last
last one?
year,
Was it
wasn't it?
last year? Oh, it's hard to remember now. I can't remember the last one I did a review of, because the Merman and the Man at Arms that they did were fantastic.
Let me see. Action figures. I haven't. The only action figure I think I got this year was that Bella Lugosi figure, and I like the figure. The only complaint I had with
Oh yeah.
that was the coffin.
Well, yeah, because we did a review on
Yeah,
that. The coffin is junk,
yeah,
and you paid a lot extra for it, and
yeah.
they got us.
And then statue wise, I got my Jokers this year. I got the 2 Jokers. Oh yeah, and I got that Mondo Joker. That was actually pretty cool. Didn't I get the Batman Joker?
Batman animated
Batman too.
Joker, yes.
But I like the Queen Studio Joker. But that
The Heath Ledger one is really well done.
that one actually surprised me because I
Prime one.
honestly, when I got it, I was like, oh man. Before we opened the box, I was like, why did I get this? And then we opened it up and looked at it. I was like, oh man, this is actually better than the others. So, I like that.
Yeah, Jeff says when you compile all the pre-order stuff, the exclusives, the HasLabs, the Matty collectors, and
Yeah.
everything else in the universe, I'm like, yeah, it's too
Yeah,
much.
it's too much.
It's too much. And
I'm to focus on my movie collection and building it. Pretty much have figures I wanted. That's good. Yeah. I mean, that's how you got to do it sometimes. Back away from that stuff. And focus on something else for a while. Give yourself a break and do it. Can you download
retro?
Yeah.
What you do? Yeah, yeah, you can.
You
There's
can
programs
download
for you.
it.
Got to find the right program for it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
some free ones online. That's the one I use. It's some free ones online. And what you do is you copy the URL from YouTube, and then it downloads it for you onto your hard drive. And then you can splice in the commercials where you want them. And then re-upload it. Well, then you got to format it and then re-upload it to YouTube.
Yeah, Robert says Galactus too. Galactus was a really because I did the review on that a couple of weeks back. That was a nice figure. I just didn't like the bonus figures. I thought the bonus figures were kind of cheaply done.
I think those bonus figures look like they came from the dollar store.
Yeah, but the actual Galactus itself is pretty decent action figure.
Yeah,
I liked it. And what is he asking? Munin is saying new Eternians from the newer lines. These seem to be figures based off concept art and look a little more like actual historical warriors. Oh,
that's the one in the blue boxes. I think those are like the Masterverse. I think those are the ones he's talking about. No, like I said, I'm not getting any of that. Only because, and I've said it before, it's too many. When you come down to the 1980s Masters of the Universe, the originals, then you had the New Adventures from the 90s, then you had the 200X from 2000, then you had Maddie Club, then you had Super 7, and now you got Origins. That's 7
and that ain't
lines.
Just Origins, because it's everything else that encompasses it, because
they got this the Masterverse from that Kevin Smith line,
and the cartoon line,
then the cartoon, that
Mondo,
other cartoon.
Yeah, there's
you got
too many.
Mondo. It's just too much. So
loyal subjects, and
if you want to count them, Funko, if you want to count them, it's just too much. And it's like, how many He-Mans do you need? And I have the original 80s, the 200X, the Maddie Club, the Super 7s. That's 4.
Yeah,
that's enough. And so now, like I said, I will get the Origins, vehicles, and animals, and that's it. I got a couple of figures. Like I said, the Sunman figures, I got those. Well, it's like 4 of them. And then when the Keldor and Kronos came out, that 2-pack, I got that. That's it for figures for me. It's just too much, and it's like I don't really need all that just to say I got something. How tall are the Joker statues? They're quarters, third scale.
Third scale, so they're damn near 3 feet.
Yeah, they're
They're
huge.
pretty
They are
big.
huge. They're big. They take up a lot of room.
And
Oh
Jeff
yeah.
says he got back into comics through this channel. It's been a fun trip, not going after huge titles, but lines I missed out on so far. Very well. Glad you're enjoying that.
Yeah, and because I had to back off of watching comic channels too, because you see a lot of stuff. You're like, oh man, I want that, I want that, I want that. And then a lot of people speculate on stuff and talk about the top 10 you got to get in your collection right now.
And I try not to
and
do all of that. I just, because I do a key recommendation segment, but it's
cheat books.
Yeah, it's keys that are actually kind of significant that it flies under the radar, and not because of spec. Like the one that I had just put up was about the ventriloquist.
Yeah.
And I had people commenting, I didn't even heard of that character. But
it's a funny character.
He was significant because he appeared several times in the animated series.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's an interesting character.
Yeah.
But that's a book that you can probably find in the bin for $10.
Yeah. And then, and some people, you got to even wonder, do you collect it all?
I don't.
Watching
I think half
videos.
Of them don't.
But we're not going to go on that. Walgreens exclusive Silver Surfer is better than the Galactus one. Because the Silver Surfer looks like a cool character, but like I said, the figures that came with that Galactus look like they came from the dollar store. They look all cheap.
Yeah, they look crappy, especially the Nova. It just looks like junk.
The orange one, right?
No, the Nova's the gold one. The
girl. Yeah.
The girl.
Yeah, that one did look real cheap.
Yeah, and Robert says he wants to know how the kitties are. He never heard of a toothless kitty. He feels bad for the guy. Poor hobo. That's that orange tabby the homeless cat that comes to our back door. He's only got two teeth.
Man, that cat eats for an hour and a half. He eat a bowl because he got to gum it and everything, and we soak it so it can be soft. The little cereal.
Yeah, the poor guy. I feel bad for him. Yeah. We try to help them.
We try to give him the soft food so he won't have to chew. But then if you put the cereals and meats out there, he try to eat it. Poor thing. He tried to be like the rest of them.
Cereal is what she calls the cat food.
Oh yeah, yeah. I call it cereal. It's not really
cereal.
Yeah.
But it's hard. And then you try to separate them. And fortunately, they're comfortable enough with me that I can move them around. So if somebody's in the wrong bowl, I'm like, come on, and pick them up and move them.
Okay, yeah. As a dude, never got into Masters of the Universe, the Masterverse stuff has been very neat to collect. Not going after all of it, just a few figures. They look really nice on the shelf. Yeah, okay. And that makes sense. And that's what I talk about on my side-by-side comparisons, because I have a segment called side-by-side comparisons with the Masters of the Universe. And if I have figures from the different eras, I put them together so people can see it, because a lot of times you might not be able to afford, let's say, an original Battle Cat, but then you can afford the Battle Cat from the Origins line, or something like that. So it gives people a chance to see it, and they look good on the shelf. Because when we go to Walmart, we see them like, oh, okay, that look cool. But then, if you already have some, you're like, okay, I don't need another one. But if you don't have none, then it's like, oh yeah, this will work. The Masterverse line. Okay, yeah, you were talking about it. Thanks.
Yeah. And Jeff says he just likes mashups like Batman versus Predator. You ever read the Batman versus Judge Dredd, which is actually really well drawn, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Lynx likes the Gray Ghost from the Batman the animated series. You know what I didn't understand?
The Gray Ghost.
Was how, because Roddy McDowall did voice acting for the animated series, but he was the Mad Hatter. And I was like, yeah, he was the voice of the Mad Hatter. And I was like, they should have made him the voice of Bookworm, because he was Bookworm in the 1966 Batman.
Bookworm wasn't on animated series, was he?
Was he? I don't
I don't
remember.
think
But
so.
I thought they should have brought Bookworm and made him Bookworm because he was the original Bookworm from 1966.
Mm-hmm.
And Robert says, I'm not a comic expert just like them. What do you mean by keys? What does that mean? A key, what they refer to as a key means that it's something significant, like a #1 issue, a first appearance of a character, or a significant event, like someone important dies, can be a key.
The Batmobile.
Yeah, the introduction of something that's significant to the series, like the first time the cosmic cube had ever been seen in a comic.
Or Spider-Man with that old ugly black suit.
First appearance of the black suit is a key. Yeah. You don't like the black suit.
I don't like Spider-Man.
Oh, Jonathan says he loves the Shogun Warriors. Thank you. I'm a big fan of the Shogun Warriors, all sizes. I get the jumbo Machinders. I can't reach for that far. Jumbo Machinders, and then that's a mini jumbo standing in front of them, also by Mattel. And usually those are only sold in Europe. That's Zaragon down there. And I got the newest one. I got Guy King that I just picked up at the last show, who is in like really excellent shape there. See, I just don't have a place to stand him up yet, but he still works. You got to love his little nipple missiles, and they do shoot. There's a little switch on his back for firing his nipples. But yeah, I'm a big fan of the Shogun Warriors.
Mm. What you guys think about restaurants going to this coffee shop tables and chairs compared to third?
I hate that. They all did it, and the reason they did it was to the reason that they did it was to try to cash in on the popularity of Starbucks at the time. Because remember, Starbucks, no one heard of them, and then they exploded. Like in the mid 90s, they really started picking up steam, and everybody wanted to copy them, and that's where you got McCafe.
Yeah.
So they got rid of all the kiddie stuff. Most of them, I mean, some of them still have a play space, but it's not the same. It's like a it's like a graveyard in those
Nobody
play
goes
spaces.
in there.
You never see anybody in there. We don't. But they made the outside of the McDonald's copper, and they had the cafe with their nasty coffee and their nasty
They
shakes.
had a survey and it said that the McDonald's coffee was better than Starbucks coffee.
Yeah, yeah. Who had that survey? McDonald's?
I don't
know.
Did
they conduct that survey with themselves, with their own people?
It was a survey done.
I used to work again in the early 90s. I worked for a survey company, and you get hired to get a result, not to tell the truth. All right, so you can manipulate the data to come out. You got too many guys, and you have to have half men, 50% men and 50% women. What are you doing?
I'm trying to move this thing here so I can
50% men and 50% women, and you don't have enough women show up, then you could start checking off female in the little box. I mean, they would do whatever they could to get the results they were told to get. So I don't know how accurate that is, but yeah, I'm not a fan of that. And especially since it washed away in all of these restaurants, the entire child atmosphere. Burger King, McDonald's, all of that they geared towards children. Pizza Hut, you don't even sit in there anymore.
No, I don't think that there's a sit down Pizza Hut anywhere. I used to like going to Pizza Hut. You order, you sit down, and then during lunch they had the buffet, and they had the all you could eat buffet. You can go in there and eat and stuff, and that was always nice. But that's gone. You can't go into hardly any pizza shop. You know, you have the ones like My Pie and Blaze where you go and then they make it for you as you pick out what you want. Those are cool.
Which was Cosmo Kramer's idea, by the way.
Oh yeah, you make your own pie.
In an episode of
you
Seinfeld,
put it in the oven yourself.
Original, like was it 91, 92? He talked about that. He was like, I got a great idea. And that is basically what My Pie and stuff like that is. No, that's not.
Yeah, that's why he bought it.
No, because they shoot.
looked like he went through a midlife crisis. Not sad divorced dad who just doing
because they transitioned it again out of that phase, but now it looks like a subway stop. You know, it looks like you're waiting for the bus when you're in there.
It does. You go in there and it's all sterile. It's all, they got the McCafe radio and all of that. And, you just go in there, eat your food real quick and leave. You don't even come and sit down no more and enjoy yourself.
Yeah. What do you think of the majority? Is the majority or age of fans for Spider-Man and Batman? I always thought the majority of Spider-Man fans are teens. That's why they come up with characters like Miles Morales to keep them roped in. Yeah. And that's why whenever they reintroduce Spider, make him like 16 or 17 years old. But the majority of them are probably between 30 to 60. Retro Philosopher, that's another demerit. Okay, that's two.
Oh, what did he say?
That's two for you now.
You guys ever thought of see, you was in timeout for 20 minutes. Now you're going in for an hour.
We're gonna have to sit in the corner and turn the chair. Turn the chair
around. Melanie, turn him around.
Stop looking over your shoulder. Yeah. I see you. Stop looking over your shoulder.
And push him in the corner for an hour. For the next hour, he cannot type on his phone or keyboard or whatever he's doing. Have him putting more questions.
Stop hands off the wall. Stop tapping on the wall.
Take the phone from him. He don't even need to see. Oh yeah. I don't know because
Batman's been around for more than 80 years.
Yeah, so it's Superman.
There's a wide spectrum.
Yeah.
It's a wide spectrum.
It's a guy on YouTube I watch. He's collecting like almost every Batman's, and not right now. He's in the process of showing Batman 1 through 100, and it's like, whoa, I want a good run of Batman, but I don't think I'm gonna start like 1 through 100. Probably start at 100.
Oh my god!
I mean, I know I'll never get all. Just
Batman #1, my good man.
I would have to win the lottery and not like a scratch off. You got to win the $1 billion lottery.
You got to be the only ticket holder for the Powerball to start delving into that.
It's a Batman #1. Who's Richard Turner? Bruce Wayne.
Well, the way that they have rewritten it, it would have originally been Tony Stark.
Oh, okay.
But now it's going to be T'Challa because they gave they gave Wakanda all these mineral rights. In the cinematic version would be the wealthiest, but in the comic version it would have been Tony Stark, I think.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if people ask me questions like that. What's wrong with you? What, Retro? I lived Pizza Hut, and they used to have jukeboxes at the tables.
Loved it.
Loved.
Yeah, I used to like them because they had the arcades in there. They had like some arcade games in there. They had the jukebox. It wasn't at the table, but they did have the jukeboxes in there. Who's this? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Joseph Grundy is here. We appreciate you dropping in. We hope you're having a good day.
And so to sit down pizza, it took forever to get the pizza, and they still screwed it up.
Yeah, that's because nowadays there's no customer service.
Yeah.
Personal pan pizzas, the birthday parties.
Yeah, the book club.
Or remember when they used to have not the stand-up arcade, but the tabletop arcades with the joystick one on the other side. And you can sit there and eat your pizza and play against each other. Yeah, I miss all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I used to be really good at Moon Patrol on a tabletop like that. I used to play the hell out of Moon Patrol and Bosconian. Not Bostonian, Bosconian. Yeah, Retro, you're in trouble.
He act like he don't know. Eating out is a couple, could be waste. Yeah.
We don't go anymore. Unless it's someplace that's real cheap and quaint for us personally, like Waffle House. We like Waffle House.
Yeah, I love
or Steak and Shake, and just sit there and share some fries and a shake and just hang out. but not to go to a restaurant because the experience has just been terrible at restaurants the last few years.
It's 2 restaurants near us. They're mom and pop.
Oh yeah.
Independently one is a hibachi place, and they're cheap, mom and pop place, real small. You go in, they take your order real quick.
Yeah, they don't cook. It's not a cook in front of you hibachi.
Yeah.
We go get it hibachi, but
then the other one is a eat-in pizza place, and they're really good, mom and pop place.
Yeah,
you know, we like that. But as far as like going to Golden Corral, God no, and Applebee's
last
and
time
TGI Fridays,
and we've been to a couple of those places, and it's been like almost a year. It's been terrible. You know, the experiences have been terrible. The food was bad, especially Golden Corral was horrible.
Yeah,
the pie was good, but the food was miserable, and even the pizza. I took a piece of that pizza. How do you screw up pizza? Golden Corral. Pizza is not supposed to be damp. You know, it's horrible. The way that things have gotten. Yeah, Retro says he's gonna. Oh, Retro, you're just asking for it.
But hold on, I wanted to say.
What did you want to say,
Jeff?
I'm sorry.
No, the one thing I worry about with keeping the younger generation in the older comics is it waking up. You know what I mean when I say waking up the comics.
Are you reintroducing the character, or are you pandering to a PC overlord?
Yeah.
You know, are you writing it so you can pat yourself on the back and pretend to be progressive like they did with Wakanda Forever? And I'll just throw this out here because this has come up. Because they're talking about, oh, it's so diverse and everything because of what they did with Namor. Namor. And the real reason. Yeah, thank you for joining us. Wheels of Chaotic Doom is here. The real reason, and you can look this up for yourself, type in Google, Bing, whatever you use, who owns Namor. The person the organization that owns Namor is Comcast. Comcast/Xfinity, which owns Universal Pictures Studios, are the shareholders who own the Namor character. Unless the character has been altered enough that it does not resemble the original incarnations. So what do? You take away his Greco-Roman history and alter his pronunciation. Now he's different enough that you don't have to cut out a slice of the pie for Universal Pictures. And you can pretend to be diverse at the same time. But it was really a marketing decision, not a diversity decision. But you know, people don't research any of that, so they don't know.
Yeah,
but that's what they do, and that's, you know, I guess you can call me a purist. I like it when they stick with the original concept of the character. Like, as many times as they've retold Batman's origin, they stick with the original story.
Yeah,
you see what I mean? Even though they might tell it a little different.
They still stick with it. They went to the movies, got shot in the alley.
You still know this is Batman.
Yeah.
They didn't alter him. Batman isn't suddenly a pygmy whose sister was kidnapped by aliens or whatever. You know what I mean? And that's why he fights crime. But but if you complain about that, if you say, "Hey, wait a minute, you know, why can't we have Greco-Roman Namor?" Oh, racist.
But see, the thing that gets me, and I said this before, if you read through enough comic books, you pretty much got everybody covered. So you don't have to keep making up new. You don't have to keep getting characters that exist, making up a new one. They have characters. They got black characters, they got white characters, they got Asian characters, they got Hispanic characters. They got them. If you go back and just pull them out, it's a lot of characters that have never made it to screen or only been in the screen once or
interesting
twice.
Ones.
Yeah. They got a lot of good ones.
A lot of interesting
So you don't
characters.
need to take a male character and make them female, or a white character and make them Latin American, or a white character make them black. They got them already,
and they've got a million stories that
good stories
and some
out
of the
there.
stories are amazing.
Yeah, you got really good stories, and it's like, why don't you use the people you already have? Well, the characters you already have.
Yeah.
Don't be messing up somebody else, just to say, oh, we're going to diversify when you already got diversity if you just read the comic book.
And there's a lot of diverse characters that are really interesting.
Yeah.
That you don't have to mess around with. Wheels loved the tabletop arcade games.
Oh yeah,
that was
any
pizza shop you went into probably had one back in the 80s.
I remember seeing me working at Burger King.
Was it Burger King, or they called it something else?
Oh yeah.
And they used to fry bugs and mix them in with the fries.
Come back and pick me up. That remind me of the McDonald's commercial we saw today. The girls, the dad picked up his daughter and
Vintage commercial is an 80s commercial.
Yeah. Picked up the daughter and her friends from like a dance or something, and then they got in the car. Oh, everybody's going to McDonald's, and the dad is remembering and singing a song, and then they get to McDonald's, and he get out of the car and said, Dad, you're not coming in with me. Sit in the car and wait till we finish.
No, hey, she Mark. Didn't say it like that. Yeah, thanks for joining us, Mark,
thinking.
In Cape Cod. But she said, Dad, you're not coming in, are you? But he did the right thing. He sat in the parking lot watching, because
he sat in front of them, at the window.
Because they were going there because the cute boys were going to be there. So Dad was keeping his eye out. So good for you, Dad. But
bad health development in my city. Oh no.
Well, that's what happens when you have a chocolate fountain. You don't think...
And then them kids be licking all in it.
I actually saw that happen once at a Golden Corral like years ago. There were two kids and one lifted the other up and put his tongue on it. Like, oh no.
Yeah. There's folks out there. If they are in the comments, great. If not.
Yeah. Everybody's got their tastes.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't like the difference in their market. I didn't see the point.
Well, now you know the point.
Yeah.
Whatever they claim, that's the point.
Changing the character breaks your connection to them after they want to care what happens to them at all. Yeah.
I mean, you like Superman. He's been around for more than 80 years.
Yeah.
If you alter it, everybody's going to notice.
Yeah, even a slight variation.
Find another character from out of the history of the comics, or make a new one.
I never seen Beavis and Butthead. Shoehorner.
Yeah.
Honest and good diversity is welcome to that.
Yeah. And it can be done. Like the Luke Cage show. That was a good show. Luke Cage was good.
Yeah, he was good.
And they didn't do any of that. But then Black Panther wasn't good. People still, Black Panther was so great, and and the legacy of the actor and all of that, and I don't think it was a good film. And the only thing I liked from it was Killmonger's character, and they killed him. But I don't think it was well written. I thought that the CGI was overdone, and even though the acting performances were good, it was a lackluster script. And so you can act really well and still be in a crappy film.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a good film. I think it gave it Oscars because of the angle that they were working in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And then they made a sequel to it. And I was like, based on the first film, I don't even want to see the second one.
I didn't see the first one, and I didn't see the second one.
But then, like I said, it can be done because Luke Cage was really good.
Yeah.
That was a cool show.
I like Luke Cage.
And I like the villains, especially Bushmaster. Bushmaster was I liked Bushmaster as a villain. He was a
really good villain. I liked him. I'm not feeling Robert. I'm not telling you, you're in timeout.
She liked it. We both liked it. I thought it was.
I thought he did a very good job. Yeah.
If you wanted the depressing moodiness version of Batman, if you will,
he was a detective again. Because it seemed like with the 89 Batman, and even with Christian Bale, he wasn't a detective. He didn't have that detective feel.
Patterson trying to figure things out.
Yeah, he was working with the police, trying to figure things out. Same thing with 89. Batman the animated series was kind of like that. He was kind of like a detective.
What I liked was the angle that they don't touch on in the films often, that often comes up in the comics, is the police not liking him.
Yeah, they did
not like him, or why is he here? And Gordon's like, please, just a minute, just give me a minute.
Yeah, and that's how it was the animated series too. They didn't care for him. Yeah, I remember Poe, folks.
And here's Jeff's point, and that's what he says here. One of the reasons I like Green Lantern books a lot of because there's supposed to be 3,000 lanterns in the Lantern Corps, if I remember correctly. You can make a Green Lantern anybody.
Yeah, anybody can be a Green Lantern.
Haven't seen one before? We'll just invent a new one. Alien, anybody from any nationality, anyone from any planet, whatever you want. Yeah, whatever you want.
Any color, any race, anybody can be a Green Lantern. But they never touch on Green Lantern. But they did make that movie one time.
Yeah, it wasn't well received.
Yeah, to the Miss Jack in the
Box. I've never been to a Jack in the Box either. And Patterson Bat movie was no. They're picking on you. And Gnomsky says Black Panther wasn't an A-list character. Now look at him, he's super popular. Shang-Chi wasn't that known either. Now he's known. They have plenty of diverse characters. Yeah, all they have to do is go through their own archives.
Yeah,
it's not that hard.
Not a character from multiple franchises I've been ruined by. Pushing.
Because then you don't want to see it. It's like as soon as you're sitting there, and as soon as it comes up, you're like, "Oh no!"
Just like
for me, especially in Black Panther, it was when this little sister, which I can't stand the little sister's character, because in real life, no one likes a snooty, pushy, snarky teenager who always has something to say. You just want to smack a teenager when they do that. But it's supposed to be funny when it's on a movie, right? It's not funny. But when she's sitting there and the guy is wounded, she says, "Oh, great, you brought me another white boy to fix." And I'm like, really? We're going to go in this direction? I don't want to hear that. Who wants to hear that? You know, if it was the other way around, they'd be banning the film.
Oh yeah. Now Melanie's wondering if her dad, and then Retro gonna say he'll behave if he could get out.
I don't know. I guess
we'll give you a break. You can come back in, but you bet not say nothing off the wall.
Oh no.
Patterson did Batman okay, dark and moody, but just didn't feel him as Batman felt too dark. Okay. If I can see Batman more than once, it's good. I can only once. I like that he brought a dark, sad, depressing
because he was
feel.
Miserable. You could feel that he was miserable.
Yeah.
Although if I had to, if my only legacy was that vampire. What was the name of that stupid book? That he, the film he was in, where he was a vampire. If I had that as my legacy, I'd be depressed too. And that's probably where he pulled that from. It's like, all I have to do to look miserable is remember, I was in Twilight.
But also,
oh no!
If you watch the animated series Batman, he was depressed too. I mean, Batman never smiled. They all knew it. He never smiled. He was never happy. One time he got married and he was happy and found out that the girl wasn't even real. And that was just heartbreaking. I felt bad for him. I mean, it's a cartoon and I felt bad for him. But you felt the pain and the misery because that's why he worked so hard. I think to keep his mind off of everything because he never got over his parents' death.
Yeah.
And I think Patterson just did a good job of not getting over his parents' death, feeling depressed and sad and just doing everything else to keep his mind off
he wasn't the playboy Bruce Wayne version. Because when he showed up at the funeral, they were like, holy crap, is that Bruce Wayne?
Yeah, like they'd never seen him before. He never comes out.
Jeff says that the actor who played T'Challa did a biopic of Jackie Robinson that was pretty good.
He also did James Brown. He did James Brown.
That's right. Yeah. He's not a bad actor.
Right before he died, he did James
He's not a bad actor. I just didn't care for how the character was portrayed in the film.
Yeah, I never saw the film.
Yeah, Mark Franco. He says that he says, remember now people hang around. Yeah, when the credits used to come on.
Yeah.
I used to hide in the theater, but that's my story from childhood. So every film I saw when I was a kid, I saw 3 times because I would hide in the theater and then sneak into the next showing. So yeah, I saw Wrath of Khan 3 times, Star Trek the Motion Picture 3 times. I saw Raiders of the Lost Ark 3 times, and so on. That's what I would do, except for Dark Crystal because they caught me and told me to get.
Munin says, why do these companies have to also destroy already established characters that people actually like? They should make new, boring, uninspiring characters so we can completely ignore them. And actually, I saw a thing this week, and it was an article from the I guess it's the CEO of Marvel, and they purposely do not hire writers that are fans of the comics because they don't want you to be true to the comics. New ideas.
Yeah, somebody was saying the guy who does the picks on Marvel films for writers said that in his opinion, anybody who is familiar with the character content is a red flag for him, and he wants to get rid of that. Right?
Yeah,
he's quoted as saying that
he will not hire a writer, even though you could be the best writer on earth, won awards for writing. If you are a fan of the Marvel comics and they're doing a new Marvel movie, he will not hire you. He wants somebody that don't know nothing. But, and you better go watch it and figure something out.
Because someone who likes the source material will do a better job. Yeah. Which is why Mandalorian came out so good, because that guy liked what he was doing. Yeah. Or I brought this up before, Wrath of Khan, where the chief writer never saw the original Star Trek at all and went back and watched every episode so that he could get a feel for the show. And something about the Botany Bay episode stood out to him. And he was like, I wonder if Ricardo Montalban is still around. Let me see if he'd be interested in being Khan again. I bet I can continue that. It'd be pretty cool. Best Star Trek film ever done, because he made the effort to make sure it was done right.
Okay, what's your favorite comic moments? Gwen Stacy's death, new Robin added. My favorite, Swamp Thing going. That was good. Swamp Thing going to hell. That was good. The one I liked from the Swamp Thing was the end of the second series where the world was about to end, and they got all of the people to come together. John Constantine, a bunch of sorcerers, a bunch of demons, Dead Man, the Phantom Stranger, Spectre, Etigen, and some other demons. They all came together. The guys from House of Mysteries was there. Everybody was there because the world was about to end. And then this big darkness, I guess it was supposed to be the devil, but it was darkness, came and it was swallowing everybody up, asking questions like, why am I here? And then Swamp Thing voluntarily went into him. He was like, hey, green creature or whatever he called him, you voluntarily came. That was a good story. I like that. But now I will say, and I think I said this before, because I read like the 70s Swamp Thing, and then I read the Alan Moore Swamp Thing. Alan Moore is a great writer, but I didn't care for how he wrote Swamp Thing and Andy. I couldn't get with that. That was just too much.
David is here.
Hey, David.
How you doing?
How you doing? Happy Bionic Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Any new
figures? He's a big Bionic Man fan.
Well, he do a lot of custom figures.
Does.
A lot of custom figures, and they're nice. Fun fact, when the author wrote Twilight, when she's writing in and then Henry Cavill as the perfect Edward. Cavill was pretty unknown then. Oh, okay. Who is Edward? That's who that guy played?
Yeah.
Edward?
Melody says, people are having audio issues.
Oh yeah, is it better we move the thing? Is it better or is it still bad? So let us know.
Yeah, and we'll see if there's something we can do.
Yeah.
Is it like a static, or is it like hard to hear kind of a problem?
It looked like the Wi-Fi is acting up a little bit.
Is it? Because we're trying.
Yeah, look at the thing right here.
Yeah.
Let us know if it's better. Let's see. Where are we? Anyway, okay, so she asked that.
Because the audio boost, it says 100%.
Okay.
So we'll see. Yeah, the Wi-Fi looks like it's the bars are picking up a little bit.
Yeah, it's picking up. I moved.
So let us know how that is.
To see. Yeah, somebody said it sounds choppy.
Yeah. We're trying, folks.
Check your audio and video, guys. Not picking on you. Okay. Yeah, we're trying to move some stuff. I can move the computer again if it's not better.
Yeah. And hopefully it's us and not hopefully it's us and not YouTube, because that's
yeah. Okay, still static. Let me move it again. Yeah, the Watchmen.
Oh, Retro says better.
Oh, okay.
All right, better. Yeah, we're getting that.
Because I did move the computer. Right. Okay,
yeah, so we're trying to catch up with the comments so that we can see.
Okay, a little better. Sounds good again.
Yeah, he likes the Shogun Warriors. Yeah, you see the newest one? Just added. Just got that one at the last show that we attended in South Carolina. And he's in really great shape, especially they're the original stickers. I checked them. You got to watch out for that because people replace the stickers.
Yeah. And sometimes they tell you and sometimes they don't.
Sometimes they don't know because they don't know anything about the toys. They just sell them.
Mm-hmm. It's solid now. Okay,
excellent. Good. Excellent.
We were talking about something. Okay, maybe it's.
Oh yeah,
probably because you went time out.
That's right, Guy King, and you see my Mazingas. I got all 3 American versions of Mazinga back there, and then down in the corner there, the mini jumbo Mashinder is Zaragon next to Godzilla there, and that's the version 3 Godzilla. For those of you keeping track.
Oh, your favorite comic moments.
Actually, one of my favorites was always the Weird.
The Weird?
Yeah, a 4-issue miniseries from DC Comics, and there's a character called the Weird, and he basically trounces the entire Justice League. And they didn't need to interfere with what he was doing. He came to Earth for a specific purpose, but even Superman was no match. The whole Justice League was no match for him. But he was like a time bomb, because he was going to die. And when he died, it was going to be a massive explosion, and he needed to finish his job before that happened. But it's a really interesting miniseries.
Muni liked our eBay video. Our next installment, are you putting out something tomorrow? No, because tomorrow is the
roundup.
So, and then Saturday we have a live. We'll have comic.
Oh, that's right.
Yep, Comic Collector Geek will be here live.
Yeah, we're gonna do another live interview
in the Open by Chance studio. He's good. If you're in the comics, check his channel out. I put all of his stuff in the description. So if you look at the those little posts, his YouTube channel is there. He got a great collection. Oh my god.
Yeah, his collection is outstanding.
To shame. He got like every book on earth. It seems like, and he still gets new books. But he'll be here. He'll be talking to us. So the next installment probably won't come out until Monday. And we got a couple of things that we did, and we're going to do some more stuff. We got some more Do You Remembers. We filmed a few of that. And so that might come out Monday, maybe. I don't know how David put it out. I just help him film.
But yeah, another key comic coming up. Another, I got the holiday special that I finished. That I finished splicing together.
Oh yeah.
The holiday special. Oh, Jeff, yeah, that's right. That happened to me at that convention.
That was so sweet. Because the guy, he was serious too. Oh man, you like Cobra Kai? And it was a G.I. Joe
Cobra
t-shirt.
Cobra t-shirt. I mean, I got a fist pump and everything. He was nuts. It's like, yeah, thanks.
Did anyone see the YouTube mini Godzilla movie fight with Gigan? It was Gigan. No, I didn't see it anyway. 78 Godzilla Shogun.
Really?
That's what that is, right?
Yeah, which one? Do you know?
Oh, that one.
Well, there's three.
Oh, he sold it.
Yeah, that's a shame. I would have bought it from you.
Okay, audio is better.
We try, guys.
Hey, David, I don't know if we said hey to you. This is the first time I remember seeing your name. I don't remember. The weird, is that like the pit?
I don't think so.
I'm awaiting delivery of my version of 2 Zilla on its way to me. We'll need to find a rocket punch fist, and it's missing. But the lever is not broken off,
and that's important.
Oh, okay,
because those levers are often broken, and that was one of the biggest consumer complaints, and that's how I know that that's version 3. And I'll show it to you here in a second. I just want to move this thing over in case it's interfering with the signal.
David's trying to fix his signal.
Yeah, I just want to make sure because it's.
Love the eBay explaining. Totally agree. I love to sell stuff, but screw that. Who wants to be audited? I know.
Yeah.
Audited every time you sell something, and you may only sell 3 items. You know, because you're like, oh man, I got these 3 things I want to sell. Get out of the way.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna want it, and then you got to fill out tax forms.
This is the difference. If you look on the back.
Hold on, let me move that out the way. Okay.
Do you see how instead of being straight, it's like a triangle? The switch for the flame, and that's actually, it's not a tongue, it's actually flame. It's supposed to be.
Oh.
You see how it's like a triangle? That's version 3, and that's a correction that Mattel made to the mold because of consumer complaints about the switch breaking off. Version 2 looks exactly like this, but without that triangle on the switch. And then version 1 is like this bright kind of lime green color. And they changed that because of consumer complaints. People like, it's too bright. Why is it so freaking bright? Back when toy companies used to listen to consumer complaints. And of course, there's Zero, which is the Zero version, which is the original Popey version, which really doesn't look like this at all. It has the shooting fist and all of that, but the head is completely different. And the Popey version talks. It's a pull string talker, but you pull it and it just growls. But that one's like ridiculously expensive.
I wore a Jurassic Park t-shirt to a restaurant that said Raptor Trainer with a picture of a dinosaur and was asked if that was a difficult job. The waiter was dead serious. We were very confused.
I can imagine.
The one you have in the background. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's the one. It's okay. Okay, Ed.
Oh, Easel Monkey.
Oh, that's what this is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or something. We're trying.
David, did you ever want to complete the whole Star Wars line from the 80s?
Oh, I'd love to. I used to have the whole line, but that's part of the collection that was stolen. But trying to do that now is very difficult because it's so expensive.
Jonathan still has his Raiden Shogun Warrior plastic mold. Raiden.
Yeah, 3 versions and 3 versions of Mazinga. It's actually 6, but there's 3 American versions. 3 American versions, 2 Japanese by Popey, and 1 Canadian one that looks exactly like version 2, which is the Mazinga that's in the center.
Oh, hold on. I hit the wrong thing.
Oh no.
Okay, here we go.
And David says I pre-ordered the Super 7 Mecha Godzilla to go up my vintage. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's those big ones they've been doing.
Yeah, the Mecha, the one that's like 20 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good. I just didn't want to spend $300.
Hey Honda.
Thanks for joining us tonight, Honda. And did anyone hate that choke on the Mattel Viper? Because of him, they changed everything. Oh yeah. Well, he died.
That kid died?
Yeah, he choked to death. That was the problem.
What about the kid that choked on the Boba Fett?
No one choked on the Boba Fett. The Boba Fett was canceled. Oh. The rocket firing mechanism was canceled before the product went to market because of that incident. And it's actually kind of ridiculous because things that shoot like that have been around for a long time. Like my deluxe battle wagon, that thing has rockets on it from 1961 that'll shoot clear across the room. It'll shoot like 30 damn feet. So they've had those kind of mechanisms for decades. One incident happens with a kid, and a congressman sees like a doorway to acting like he's going to do something, and that's what you get. That's what happens.
Congress always get involved with comic books, movies, toys, because that's why they got rid of what was that thing? I'm just a bill. Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah, that's right.
You can't teach with cartoons.
Yeah, you can't use cartoons to teach anything. So they canceled Schoolhouse Rock, and it's like, why do that?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? I never liked Chuckles.
Who was Chuckles?
From G.I. Joe. He's one of the figures that was introduced in the movie.
Oh, characters. Okay.
It was Chuckles, it was Jinx, Tunnel Rat, and Big Lob, who never got an original figure. He got a figure in like an anniversary series. But I never liked that group of characters. I like the way Tunnel Rat looked, but and the figure and the file card was interesting, but the way that he was portrayed in the cartoon was terrible.
Munin just got an email from GameStop promoting Funkos on their Black Friday sale.
Hashtag David was right. Oh no.
I always thought Magnum PI.
He had a figure. Ertl made an action figure of him in the 80s, but it's a 2-inch die-cast figure.
Didn't they have a toy cannons at one point?
Oh, yeah.
You got a cannon,
No,
right?
I don't have a cannon.
No, you showed me the cannon because I didn't think it was as big as you was trying to say.
Yeah, she thought I was making it up, but that thing is huge, and it'll throw a cannonball like 30 yards, and the cannonball is like the size of a softball. And it was the Marks Johnny Reb, and it comes with an actual rebel flag that plugs into the cannon. But the toy is like this. It's like it looks like a small real cannon, but it has this huge spring and a plunger, and you plunge the ball down in it, and it'll launch that thing pretty damn far.
We saw one at a show.
He didn't have the balls.
Yeah,
but he had the cannon. Yeah.
But yeah, and then he showed it to me, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that thing is big." Yeah, kids are weak. They don't do nothing. Sorry, kids.
Who was watching that kid that he was shooting the thing in his mouth? Anyway, let me see what this does. Not trying to make fun because he died, but still.
That's what we were just talking about. That functional, that functional cannon. I had to pay about $500, but I had the Shogun. Oh, okay.
All right, yeah. Wow. I'll say some heartbreak though. You know that they had the knockoffs that were sold in like Argentina and Venezuela. They're really, really bad duplications of those molds. It looks like if you melted a Shogun Warrior. They are absolutely, and they cost a fortune. They're like 3 times the price of a real one.
Oh, yeah.
They are horrible looking. Unless you're really, really into knockoffs, I wouldn't bother to get one. Battlestar Galactica had a real hard time. They only had that one season, and one of the main reasons was because George Lucas had them tied up in so many lawsuits.
Oh
And
yeah.
that story was written before Star Wars. He couldn't really, it was thrown out of court, but it was enough. Between that and the lawsuit, they were hurting. And then they tried to bring it back when they did Battlestar 1980, which was also one season, but it was badly written. But except for the last couple of episodes, there was a 2-part Halloween special with Wolfman Jack guest starring, which was actually pretty good and kind of funny. And then the final episode with Starbuck,
Yeah.
where they brought Dirk Benedict back, is probably the best episode in the entire series.
I saw that the daycare workers was scaring the kids with the Halloween masks. I told you about that. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Pops too much. They are what they are, but the company Funko has issues. Yeah.
No, it's not the pops that have a problem with it. It's the company.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you collect the pops, I mean, I have Funko Pops. That's fine. But the practices of Funko, the organization, are where I have issues because they mess with people too much, and they mess with their companies that buy from them.
Yeah.
They duplicate their own stuff over and over. They're really deep in artificial demand marketing, and it's kind of frustrating.
Yeah, Battlestar Galactica was $1 million an episode.
It was expensive.
We got Punisher X
is here. Fandom is here.
And then Hank want to know if $35 to $45 is a good for early 90s Joe's on the card.
That's not bad. If the card's in really decent shape, and also depending upon who it is, because they're starting to get up there now too. Like those Ninja Force ones on the pink cards, and some of those other ones are starting to get up there in price, or the Space Force ones are getting up there too.
Yeah, I thought he was good looking on 18.
He still looks good, considering he's in like his 70s or something now. He doesn't look bad at all.
I love your talk with MIB. How about getting Uncle Tim?
Uncle Tim.
Yeah, Uncle Tim rants and reviews. We watch him all the time.
Yeah.
Self-inflicted by their business model.
Yeah.
It is.
What's he at?
Who? I'm getting it. David, didn't you have a video where you burned all your
No.
in the backyard? No,
I wouldn't burn a toy.
No,
not me. You got the wrong. I have seen. There are videos where people destroy stuff on purpose because they do that for sensationalism.
Yeah.
They burn stuff. Somebody was telling me in one of these about a guy who he gets like high-end statues and smashes them up. And I'm like, are you serious? I haven't seen that, but I'm like, wow, that's pushing the envelope there.
Yeah, I saw the video where the guy buys sealed vintage figures and then rips them open.
Yeah.
That was
I couldn't
too
finish
much.
watching that.
I had to turn it off.
It made me really upset. He did that with a carded, and he buys the most perfect one he can find. It looks like it's fresh out of the case. And I believe it was an Indiana Jones figure from the original Raiders of the Lost Ark line. Mint, unpunched, clear blister, sharp corners and everything. And just tears it apart so you can have a missed one. And I'm like, the person that you outbid for that had probably been hunting for one for years in that condition, and you cheated them out of that so that you could put out a video to us, a sensationalized video for views.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't spend people money and tell them how to spend theirs because I don't want them telling mine how to spend mine. But if I don't like something, I just don't watch it.
Yeah,
that ain't my
thing. The thing I hate is when people will destroy the big old Lego Millennium Falcon $800 one, throw it downstairs video. Yeah.
Not only is it pricey, but all that time. Yeah, all the time it took for you to put it together, all the money that you again, I don't spend other people's money because I don't want nobody spending mine. But if that's what you want to do with your money, hey, that's on you. I just don't have to watch it. I don't watch it. I don't comment. I don't say nothing. I just don't turn it on. But that's not my thing.
And there was another one where the guy, he bought that Jabba's sail barge, the HasLab sail barge, and blew it up.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
See, all of that stuff is just like pointless to me. No matter what the price of it is, it's like, okay, why you just want to destroy stuff just because you need some views?
Yeah, that's all what they call the clickbait.
Yeah,
clickbait,
I know, but I mean,
videos.
how far would you go, and when do you stop?
Well, then also you don't have a loyal audience.
Yeah, they only watching you for that, and then soon as you did that, now how, like I said, how far do you have to go? Where's your limit? Where's your threshold? Where's the stopping point? You know?
Yeah.
I'm convinced that Funko is more concerned with lining their pockets than they do about their products. That is true.
Well, the guy who owns it now said as much when he bought the company out from the original owner.
Yeah. And the majority of those of these toy companies are like that because they don't care about the product. They don't have any like concern about the product, no pride in the product. That's why they can make a product that falls apart in the package, and then when you complain about it, the action figure doesn't move well, you need to soak it in hot water and use a hair dryer. No, I shouldn't have to do that
at all. Yeah. No, he sleeps on her pillow now. He moved. That's talking about Uncle.
Yeah.
Uncle at 21, almost 21 pounds now.
That thing looked like a little small dog.
He does. His flea collar don't even fit. You can't even connect it. You gotta put a staple in it. He's not fat. That's
no, he's not fat at all. One big solid mass.
Yeah.
No, he moved away from the sink. He no longer sleeps in the sink. He moved.
Yeah.
It took me 20 hours to build that Falcon. Yeah. It took me 3 months to save the $800 plus tax. It's our coffee table in case.
Oh, on a diorama.
Okay. And it's set in a
And to me, that's a lot more interesting. That's a lot more interesting than throwing it downstairs. Any idiot could throw something down a flight of stairs.
Yeah, but now he done put all of that time, all of that attention in it. That's love and dedication. Why would you want to throw away your hard work? Because even the person, either they bought it put together, they paid somebody to put it together. Somebody put that together, and you're gonna just destroy it.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's just a bit much.
But that's us. We have I guess a different type of respect for it. I think that some of those people, no matter what they tell you, they don't really have any respect for it and what it means to other people.
He got a pop menace.
Send them to Retro.
Send them to me. I'll pick through them, and I'll send Retro the remainder.
Sure.
The ones I don't want. So me and Retro can split it up. We'll cherry pick it. Every time I buy a Lego set, it's in pieces.
Yeah, that's where they got the idea for IKEA.
Oh, so IKEA furniture, you got to put it together?
Yeah, everything's in it's in a million pieces.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I've never bought anything from IKEA. My videos are toy movie reviews are real scary, true horror. Watch them later that night. Like they do all of that mess.
Daniel does. Daniel really likes that.
Miss Kitty does it too.
Yeah, you got to be careful though, because she gets real skittish and then she'll start swinging.
Yeah, well,
but she'll come and she press her face on you, and she puts her face on my face.
Yeah,
and I just kind of hold still. She's the one that's been abused really badly. So if you pick her up or something like that, she becomes terrified. But sometimes, you never know how she's going to react. She's unpredictable, but she likes to try to be affectionate, but then she gets nervous.
Yeah.
And like I said, she's been through a lot. So I just kind of take it as it is.
She tries to play with Daniel. Her and Daniel will play. They'll chase each other, and but then because Daniel gets rough, he likes to jump on you and do all of that. When he goes that far, then she gets upset. Yeah. But she'll tag him, and he can tag her, and then they can run around and chase each other. But that's as far as she's going, is the tagging. I don't spend that kind of money often. I think it's my most expensive collection. Yeah.
Sure.
I mean,
and
some people work really hard for their collection. You know, they save up and do all of this and that there, and then to watch somebody else
disrespect it.
Yeah, it is heartbreaking. Yeah. It is heartbreaking. I hate Legos, but gotta admit, like those been falling Walking Dead Lego sets. I thought about buying.
I like Legos, but you know, I had them back in the day when there was no plan to it. It was just Legos. You know, they were just starting to get into dedicated sets, like in the early part of the 80s.
Like he doesn't have enough pops. I know.
Hey, if he likes them, he likes them.
Yeah, I like the ones I have. I am not getting it. And it's only like a handful more I want. It's some that's no longer made that I want, that I'm comfortable knowing that I probably won't get. But as far as new ones, it is a handful that I would want. And if I can find them cheap, but I'm not paying no $15. That ain't happening. Do any kitty ever? They bring.
We don't have. There's nothing in the house because there's probably nothing within a mile of this place because of all the strays. But if they go out and find something, they will come into the yard. And we've seen them walking into the yard carrying a rat. A few days ago, one of them walked in. He had a squirrel.
The whole squirrel.
Just walking.
Climbing up
to the porch with it, and it's like, oh no, let me go out and intercept this.
And then we moved the squirrel. They went back and got it.
Found it, yeah,
and brought it back. I'm like, so then he had to go get the squirrel and put it all someplace else, and they you know
did whatever. But you know bring a rat, but there's no rodents or snakes or anything like that anywhere near us.
The chipmunks don't come around no more because they would catch the chipmunks in the yard and do all that. The birds don't want to come to the feeder no more because one of them got a bird one day. And I watched him and I was like, oh, he ain't going to get the bird. Soon as I said that, he leaped at the bird feeder. And I said, oh, he didn't get the bird. And I looked at him on the ground and the bird was in his mouth. And I'm like, oh my God, that stupid cat got that bird. I've never described myself. I purged my stuff, but I would never sell or donate.
Yeah.
I don't sell. I just pack it up, put it in a box, and put it away. You know, and then later on, I might pull it out. But I'm not going to sell, and I'm definitely not going to destroy. That ain't
no, there's no point to that.
No. Then I know there are worse things. There
goes for anybody.
Yeah.
There's worse things that any of us could be spending our money on, wasting our money on.
Yeah.
And at least there's something tangible here. You know, at least you've got something you can put your hands on it. You didn't drink it away or smoke it away or whatever. Yeah.
Sadly, not many good pops in my area. The only good ones seem to be anime based. Those are the only handful that I actually sell. All others sit for literally years, even con exclusives. Yeah.
It didn't used to be that way. You couldn't have a con exclusive on the shelf. Now they sit there and sit there and sit there. Walmart.
Was that Walmart or Target?
Well, it might be both because we were in both recently.
Yeah, and it was some spring convention. What's that? The San Diego summer convention is San Diego, and it was a pop from there.
They had a bunch.
Yeah,
with the sticker, and it's like 2-3 years ago that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, you would never find a con exclusive in the store, even though it's supposed to be in there. You couldn't find it.
But all of that has changed.
Yeah,
all of that has changed as people are getting worn out from it, and that's the thing. And so people think I'm picking on Funko Pops. I'm really not. It's just talking about it from a marketing perspective. Is that eventually people get tired of a concept, and if they get tired of the concept, it's going to sell less.
Well, I think it's all over the board, not just Funko. I think it's toy collecting, even comics. People are starting to get worn out.
They're burning people out with too much.
Yeah, it's too much with the toys. And we kind of touched on it earlier. You have all of these waves just flooding, one behind the other. Like the cheaper waves seem like they come out with a wave every week. The cheaper ones like Marvel Legend, McFarlane, Black Series, all of that. They come out like every week. Mondo got 6 things coming out next year, 6 to 7 things coming out so far
because they've
in
come
2023.
out with half a dozen things just in the last 6 months.
Yeah,
so they're steamrolling me,
and it wears people out, and then the stuff that are supposed to be in the store, they're not in the store. That burns people out. You got this little inflation going on. Gas prices is through the roof. Food is through the roof, and people can't afford stuff like they used to. So it wears people out, and it makes collecting not as fun as it used to be. One time collecting and going out hunting for stuff and looking for stuff used to be fun, but when you thought you could find it, now you don't think you're gonna ever find nothing. Hey James, how you doing?
Thanks for joining us this evening.
But
that oversaturation, and that's what I'm probably gonna end up doing a whole discussion on it, but Randy Savage has joined us again. That they're making more stuff now than they ever did when we were kids.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely outrageous. I mean, they must think we all have unlimited incomes.
They act like we do.
Yeah, they act like we do.
Okay. That ain't
right. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and it's like, slow down, and people won't get so burnt out and so tired of.
That's the phrasing I was thinking of just now too. It's like you burn out your core customers.
I'm grateful for a lot of roof over my head, good friends, good people like you all in the chat. Been blessed for Thanksgiving so far, holding on to that. Yeah,
well, that's good. I'm glad. Yeah. I'm glad you're having a good day.
And Melanie,
we all need a break.
Melanie trying to convince Retro to just pack some stuff up. That's how you gotta do it.
Sometimes that is, and that's a suggestion that LPH has made in the past. That if you see that comment, but if you got stuff when you do your rotation and you're not sure about something, instead of turning around and just selling it, and then because you may regret it later, pack it away in the tote. When you open it a year or two from now, either you'll be excited because you'll be like, oh, well, wow, I forgot I had this. Or you'll be like, what the hell did I buy this for? And if you say that, you can sell it, but yeah, you don't have to. That happens all the time. People sell stuff and they're like, oh, damn it. I wish I still had it.
Yeah, don't be so quick to be selling stuff. Pack it up. Let it sit for a year or so.
Yeah.
And then, because then you might be like, you might go somewhere, you might see it again. You're like, oh, yeah, that's right. I got that figure. Then you go see, you're like, oh, man, I'm so glad I didn't sell this. And, so it'll work out. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And people have been burned out on several lines. It doesn't help the prices going up. And plus, again, all the too much diversity in the lines as far as options. Too many options. It's like the cereal aisle. It is. If there's too many options in the cereal aisle, you get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It's like unless you have your pick. If you don't know what you want and you go there, you're standing there all day. If you know what you want, you can just get your thing. But it's getting like that with the toys. I mean, how many different companies are making Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
And how many versions?
Yeah.
You got NECA making a version for Target and a version for Walmart. You got Loyal Subjects is making Ninja Turtle figures. You got Super 7 making Ninja Turtle figures. They're all over the place. How many different lines do you need? How many different versions? You don't know what you want anymore. You get pulled back and forth. You get sick of it. And some people, they throw up their hands and they're like, I'm done. I don't want any of this.
Yeah. And then the thing that also puts a damper on it, they got all of these different store exclusives. Like you mentioned, the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, yeah.
They got the Target exclusive, and then they got the the Walmart exclusives, and then you go in there and you can't find either.
And then they do something within the line, like, and this is why I stopped collecting classifieds. They get the Target exclusives that are never on the shelves.
Yeah.
And then they have all these con exclusives that your only chance is going to be eBay, and it's going to be like 5 times markup.
Mm-hmm.
And you get sick and tired of it. And I got sick of it, and I was like, I'll never be able to complete this. Plus, there's too many.
Yeah.
There's too many. And that's Ridley Cinema that she's waving to. Thanks for joining us this evening.
Yeah.
But I got sick of it. And especially, and I've pointed this out before, but there's going to be 3, they're scheduled 3 years ahead. They have diagrams for 3 years worth of classified figures. How many is that going to be?
Yeah, because when a wave come out, it's what, 4 to 6 per wave, and it seems like they come out with a new wave every week. At least put out a wave every other month.
Yeah,
6 waves a year. But no, they got to put it out every week. And, some people are completists and they try to buy every one. And then again, they make them store exclusives. They don't put it out everywhere so you can get it. Like if they put it out on Internet, Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, and in Walmart, and in Target, and in GameStop, at least people got an opportunity to get it. The ones that want it get it, and then people will be happy. They'll go home and be quiet, sit down somewhere.
And the only one who's really doing it, even though I don't collect his stuff, is McFarlane.
Yeah, McFarlane don't have no problem. Nobody ever
no one's
says,
complaining about
I can't find a McFarlane figure.
They got some complaints about the quality, but it's still cheap.
It's still cheap and it's still available.
To justify it.
And it's available. His stuff is everywhere. You go to Walmart, you go to Target, you see McFarlane figures on the shelf.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever says, I can't find
that anywhere. Even during the whole virus scare, when all the other companies were like, we can't get plastic, he had his stuff on the shelves on time.
Yeah.
So what's the
excuse?
He
had a lot. It wasn't like he got 3-4 figures on the shelf.
It's full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of the pegs was full. Yeah, James we did mention
James
that.
O, we did talk about that because my son actually knew him. My son Warren, who owns Nerdtastic Plastic in Illinois, he does a lot of the conventions. He sells vintage toys and stuff. Is also the designated driver for the Power Rangers in Illinois. So when they come to the airport and they're going to a show, he's the one that would pick them up. So he's met him several times, and he knew about it before it was even popping up anywhere.
What's your best purchase and worst purchase?
Oh, I don't know. Worst purchase. I don't even know where I would start because there's a lot of stuff that you buy that you're not happy with.
Yeah.
But mostly it's newer stuff that I find myself the most disappointed with, like that Hot Toys Noir Iron Man.
Oh, that's the one you sold. That's the one that glow in the dark and it lights
black
up.
light. You put a black light on it. It was falling apart. You couldn't. Every time you move it, things fell off. His arms fell out. Stuff like that. I get really disappointed. Some of the Mezcos were very disappointing. They make some good ones, but there's some very, very crappy ones also. Some of my best purchases probably from the modern collection as opposed to the vintage, my original collection, because my original collection, I was buying stuff in the 90s when nobody cared and you could get carded Thundercats figures for $5. But modern wise, it's hard to say. I've gotten some incredible deals on certain things without going into price, like that Thunderstick that I got from the show. I don't think that guy knew what he had. Like I just picked this up at the Retro Toy Con. I haven't even worked him in yet with the other Brave Star figures. Mint on the card, and the card is still straight because these are often bent up.
Yeah.
And this is a very expensive figure. I mean, I got like a knockout deal for it. I asked him how much it was. He was like, whatever. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. All right, that's done. This one was a good one too that I got from the Retro Toy Swap. People were like, what in the hell is that?
Look like Batman on the toilet.
Yeah. It's the Batcraft. 1961 marks sold only in the UK. And I found that at the Retro Toy Swap. And it was essentially like yard sale pricing. I couldn't believe it. And and I wasn't sure. I wasn't sitting there thinking, "Oh, this is hundreds and hundreds of dollars." I was just like, "That's really cool," and looked it up when I got home and was shocked at how expensive this thing is. If you can even find one.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, you luck up.
David has spoken about quality, availability, and price, and he said some of these companies are not excelling at either one of these. It is true, they're not.
Yeah, well, that's the business model I talk about a lot, because when I worked for Frito-Lay, PepsiCo owns Frito-Lay, and they insisted, because I was a skilled processor, that people in certain divisions have to sit through a seminar talking about that. And there's the model of 3 in manufacturing: price, speed, and or availability, and quality. And quality is not limited to, there's different facets of quality, the materials that are used, in their case, the taste, the odor, the type of seasoning that's used, how much quality is the packaging, and all of that. And then you have to provide at least 2 to be doing a good job. You can't give them 3. And that's what Frito-Lay's point was, that they have said, okay, we're going to give you really good quality product and packaging. We'll manufacture it as quickly as we can, and you'll be able to find it. But we can't give you a good price because we're putting so much into those other 2, as opposed to Walmart, who is Frito-Lay's biggest competitor, believe it or not, because of all the counterfeit chips they make. We can make it fast and it's cheaper, but the quality's not there. It doesn't taste as good. The packaging's not as good, but you're still getting 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
But the modern toy companies, and I did a whole video on this.
Yeah.
Modern toy companies, you're not getting any of those 3 models. Unless you only count, like for Hot Toys as an example. If only the way it looks is quality to you, as opposed to how it's constructed, then you're not getting all 3 models. You're not getting even one, because you're paying way too much. You're waiting way too long. And the physical quality often isn't there. You like the Mezcos all the time. You're constantly hearing, you're paying $100+ for a Mezco figure new, and you're having knees breaking the first time you're bending them. Problems like that, so it's hit or miss with Mezco. I have some I like and some that I think were terrible.
Yeah.
But you're not getting any of those models.
Yeah, really, that's a good point about that Green Ranger, because I didn't think about that. His figures are going up.
Yeah, and his
because
autographs.
Because his death.
And that's spec. Also, just like when people said with the comics were like, oh, so and so is going to appear in She-Hulk, and the comic's it's going to go up for a while, and then as people forget, it'll go right back down to where it was.
Yeah. And that's a shame you're going to capitalize like that. Or did you have to drink? Really said he drank and didn't take his medicine. Art Asylum Star Trek original series figure, sadly getting the entire crew will be tough. Yeah, I betcha. Let's see. Price for Stan Lee merchandise went up when he passed away. Now nobody cares anymore.
And it dropped way down. And I knew that because people were asking me about that. And I was like, he's been signing things since the 70s. How many autographs do you think are out there? Plus, that's all he did for the last 8 to 10 years of his life was autographs. And he'd sign anything you put in front of him. You could put a picture of Harrison Ford in front of him and he'd sign it. He would sign anything. So that there's probably 1 million of his autographs out there from all the years.
Melody worried about you for buying that Batman sitting on the toilet.
It looks like a bumper car, actually. But yeah, it's called the Batcraft.
Okay.
It's battery operated too, but I haven't tested it yet because it needs some work.
Did they ever had any work models where you... No, I didn't work in like David worked in manufacturing.
Yeah, that's
I
where I
never
get that.
worked in manufacturing, but I have heard that work model before.
Yeah.
The places I worked didn't have, they didn't have they said they had standards, but they didn't hold to it because they knew they couldn't. So they said they were pushing a standard, but didn't really expect nobody to keep it because nobody did nothing. David, did you eat Frito-Lay products?
Yeah, sometimes. I don't go out looking for it, but you know, every once in a while, I don't eat a lot of junk food, you know, so.
Yeah, he don't
Yeah.
eat nothing with dye.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot going on right there.
Whatever. And Ghost Junk has joined us. Happy Thanksgiving, indeed.
Most people have very short attention spans nowadays.
Huh?
Remember in Step Brothers they had Katana
That's right.
was signed.
He was like, why did you have him sign a sword? And he was like, that's all I had with me. And, you know, you don't not get his autograph. And he was like, oh, yeah, I would have done the same thing.
Like some of the mega, which ones did you like and dislike?
I like I said, I like the Nosferatu. I think was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Conan. I like the Popeye, and especially the Popeye and Bluto sets are really well done.
Mm-hmm.
As an example, I like the Space Ghost actually.
Oh, okay.
I think that one came out really good. Ones that I don't like, for example, the Ghostbusters set was very disappointing. Very disappointing. Single jointed elbows. I mean, they went as cheap as they could with it. And I'm like, I don't even remember reviewing another single jointed elbow figure with Mezco, but those had single jointed elbows. Their proton packs don't fit.
Yeah, they were all big and kind of falling off.
They were big, and then the straps were vinyl instead of fabric straps, and they don't fit. You can't close them. Their suits are bulky. It's very difficult to pose them. There was a lot of problems. The fiber optics don't work very well, and when you put the little streams on there, you can't see any light coming out of there. The Hulk was badly done.
Oh, wow, that was a lot of bombs.
It was 3 different color plastics. You can't be consistent with the color of the Hulk's body. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. There's a few that were just pretty badly done. They were actually rather disappointing.
That's disheartening to hear about the Ghostbusters set. Ask for
Yeah, I thought that they could do a lot better. And it's funny because it seems like some of their biggest products, they kind of blow it.
Yeah.
Like the Hulk was an expensive figure. Look it up now. You could find the Hulk for less than it's probably down around the $80 mark now for a figure that was originally, I think, $130. But yeah, the Ghostbuster, unfortunately, it was disappointing. It was a disappointing set.
I like those Mezco properties, like the ants.
Gomez their ants. Own. Yeah, the Gomez.
And didn't they do the garage people too? Wasn't that them?
The Skull Crew, yeah.
Oh, the Skull. Who did the garage people looking like tin and stuff? Who did that?
What are you talking about? Oh no, you're talking about Damn Toys.
Oh, okay, they did
Death Garage. Those figures were terrible. Oh, they look great. Did you get one? Yeah, I had 2, and I got rid of them after the reviews because I was so disappointed with them. They're flimsy figures.
Oh wow!
But they look good, but they're flimsy.
But I would love to get the Batman Two-Face set. Looks cool. Did you ever get your Mezco Batman, the '89 Batman?
Nope. I don't know what's going on with it. They may as well just cancel it. It's been like 2 years now.
Customer service satisfaction. David made him avoid Mezco.
I have not ordered anything else. Actually, Death Dealer is a pretty cool figure too. I just think for what they gave you, it's pricey.
I think they should have gave you a horse.
You could have kept the poster, and you could have kept the pins and a couple of those hands and lowered that price.
Or gave you a horse.
Because it was
kept
expensive.
All that and give a horse. because it seemed like it would have been more impressive if it came with a horse. It's just that figure just looks like it needs a horse. I don't know if it had a horse because I don't know who the death dealer is, but it just looks like it needs a horse. You know?
Yeah.
To me.
Melody, that's a Dam with just an M. DAM Toys.
Mm-hmm.
And they make 1/12 scale action figures. They look great, but they're crap. And they're expensive too. Those Death's Garage figures are more expensive than Mezco figures. And Bob Louie has joined us.
Hey, Bob.
And he wants to know what we think about the Judge Dredd. I never got that one. I don't have the Judge Dredd Mezco.
And his Lawmaster.
They did that one in a couple of color schemes too, because they have like a grayscale one that looks really nice. But I've never had one, so I can't say too much about it.
I think the Mezco 5 PO.
He likes those.
Up. Okay,
but
that's
again,
the ones that's on the card, right? The 5-star.
5 point. They're like the the little ones.
Yeah.
But and again, the Mezco Popeye were really well done.
Mm-hmm.
They're great figures, actually, especially the Stormy Seas one with Bluto. Even though Bluto can't move very well, they look great. Darkseid is a good one too. That Darkseid figure, who weighs like a pound because he's got all die-cast parts. That Darkseid figure is a really decent figure too. Yeah, I figured I figured that's the one you were talking about, Baba Louie. We got a Ricky fan.
Who's Ricky?
Ricky, who Lucy's wife, Lucille Ball. Oh, Desi Arnaz. Baba Louie. Baba Lou, he used to sing in the club.
Oh, okay. I don't know nothing about. I didn't like Lucille Ball.
The episode with George Reeves was good though.
I didn't see that, but I saw the one where she was making them chocolates and messing up. She was just always goofy, always messing up, getting on Ricky's nerves.
Yeah, actually, Robert, the Chris Reeves Superman is really well done, but the costume is a little off. But the Superman itself, especially the way that they jointed his torso, because he can actually twist this way really well, so you can make it look like he's flying around a corner. But yeah, not Christopher Reeve, George Reeves Superman, where she was pretending to be Superman. She was gonna go to a birthday party, and so she dressed up as Superman, like the kids aren't gonna know, and was gonna climb in the window, but went out on the ledge and had a panic attack. And he actually showed up for real and went out there and got her and brought her in. And he says to Ricky, "This is your wife?" And he was like, "Yeah, that's my wife. That's Lucy." And he goes, "Wow, they call me Superman." She's such a pain in the butt.
She is. I found her to be annoying.
You know what works? It works though. And you haven't seen it since you were a kid, probably.
Yeah.
The reason it works, because she's not a likable character.
No.
She's not. Just like in Keeping Up Appearances, Mrs. Mrs. Bouquet is not a likable character, but they make it work because it falls on her at the end of every episode.
Yeah.
And the same thing with I Love Lucy. She fell flat on her face at the end of every episode. It came right back on her. If it didn't come right back on her, people couldn't have tolerated it.
Oh, okay.
You know that.
I guess as a kid, I always just saw her messing up and yelling at Rick, yelling and getting Ricky upset, getting him in trouble. He would miss his shows and be late, and he would tell her, "I got to do this, I got to do." "Oh, Ricky. And he would always get messed up. And then I knew enough to know that he had his own business. Because didn't he own the club, or he was supervisor or something? He was important at the club.
He was important.
But she would always mess up and make him late and embarrassing. And I always thought as a kid, "Oh my God, I hate this lady."
Yeah.
I guess I never realized. I think maybe I did realize that she always got it in at the end, but it always stuck out how annoying she was.
Yeah,
just always stuck out. Really talking about customer service and getting them robocalls. Customer service. We had
done a video on that not too long ago as part of our Fading Nostalgia series.
Video reviews on No video.
They made a live action of that. And they made Ken a buffoon. They wokeized it.
Would you get it? If it
I
was
don't know. I was never really into that show.
I didn't like Honeymooners either.
Yeah. I don't think I would do that one.
Yeah. Never thought David was a Barbie fan.
No, I don't have anything Barbie.
No.
The closest I have anything to dolls is like, right here. There's J.J. Evans from Shindana.
Mm.
You know, I don't have a lot that you could consider to be a doll. Yeah.
No, David's not a Barbie fan. I mean, if he found a vintage Barbie, like the first couple years, but not that new stuff that's in the store right now, he wouldn't come home with that.
He said the mic is acting up again.
Oh no, not the microphone. Your mic is choppy. Okay, now we all at full bars again. Yeah, we probably need to move the whole table.
Careful now.
Okay, guys, we gotta move.
Trying to accommodate you guys. But yeah, like if I found, for example, Nurse Julia in the box,
yeah,
I would probably, if it was a really good price, I would get it because that's very historically significant.
Okay.
The Nurse Julia.
Mm-hmm. Top 3 companies to make 112. You don't really do that format.
You know who? Mezco, hit or miss.
Yeah.
Who is it? Bullet Head that made that V for Vendetta figure.
Yeah.
It was surprisingly high quality.
Now I've seen some Bullet Heads. They also make 1/6 scale figures, and they make knockoff figures too. And it looks good. I don't have any, but I was it's still kind of low. It's it's still but it looks good. So I don't know. What else? You said Bullet Head.
Yeah, Bullet Head. I don't know if I know any others off the top of my head. Robert says he likes Mayfax.
Oh yeah, Mayfax makes 1/6 scale, and I have a Mayfax, that Batman. You reviewed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you reviewed it.
His ankles were really, really narrow, but of course that's how he was drawn.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Mayfax and Mezco, which kind of don't count. Oh, hold on now.
Oh no. Something going on.
No, my auction gonna be closing. What's that say? 11 minutes? Is that 11
minutes?
Oh God.
And 50 seconds.
Okay, go ahead.
No.
We can still talk.
Oh, she's watching an auction.
I am. I hope I get it too.
Is it comic related?
Yeah, it's a comic book that I'm trying to get to complete a run. Did you see the 112, the mask figure? What's the mask?
Do you mean V Mask from Bullet Head? Is that what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I have it, and that's what I was saying, because of course mixed media, like most of them, but it actually had rooted hair and metal accessories. The knives and everything are actually die cast.
Okay.
And it was less than a Mezco.
Mm.
Yeah, she's watching comics, Robert. Now everybody's curious.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what it is because somebody might go and outbid me.
Oh, no.
I hope I do get it. But no, I'm watching an auction. Something to complete a run that I have. It's a small run of 5 books, and I just need one more. And I've been looking for it, and I almost bought it Sunday, but and
we'll probably be doing another comics pickup video like next week anyways.
Yeah. We're gonna do some more comic related stuff. We got some ideas.
No, I never saw that
year.
one. I remember the who was it? Was it Kenner or Playmates that made the mask figures based on the movie back in the 90s?
Oh, Jim.
I remember those. I don't remember a 12 scale mask.
Oh, he said he picked up the Mayfax Asbats.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who Asbats is. But yeah, we're trying to do some more things for the upcoming year. Like the comics we have.
Yeah.
We're going to you with the discussions and the do you remembers, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And we got the interviews now too, and we have to go out and do an interview also.
Yeah.
Because and that's Kyle, right?
Yeah.
Kyle from Galactic Quest, but he can't do it live, so we gotta be preempted for television.
Yeah, I do buy it now on eBay. It's a lot simpler, less stress. I buy on eBay because, like you said, it is simpler, less stress. You just go on eBay, you find what you want, buy it now, or you do an auction.
Yeah.
I do have some SH figure arts. I have I have the turtles and some wrestling figures, SH figure arts. Those are the only ones I have.
I don't have any SH figure arts. I do have from Bandai the Tamashii Nations.
That's 112, ain't it?
Yes.
And the SH figure arts is 112.
The Tamashii Nations comic realization or Marvel realization figures, the ones that look like samurai. I have a bunch of those, except I don't have the Deadpool or the Wolverine, but I've got the other ones, and I like the way they look. You gotta be careful with them though, but I like the way they look.
Okay. Robert wants to pick up the Godzilla Goes to Hell, but it costs too much.
She's got Shredder Goes to Hell.
Yeah, the version cover. Azrael took over Batman in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Asbats. Okay, great run of comics too.
Oh, Custom God has joined us.
Hey, Custom God.
And Jeff likes the SH Figure Arts Turtles. Oh, that's right. You have those. You have a set of those. I gave them to you. They have.
Yeah. That's what right. Ones I have. The turtles. Yeah, the turtle ones. I have Freddy versus an Ash. Also $100. I was like, wow.
She's got the Shredder Goes to Hell #1 Virgin cover, and it's a graded 9.
No, we're not doing that Hasbro selfie stuff.
They look terrible. I've seen them. They do not look.
Is it like 3D printed?
Yeah.
Like you give them a picture and then they 3D print?
Basically, that's what they're doing, and they don't look like you. They look terrible.
I remember when you showed that.
Yeah.
And whoever they used, it didn't look good. And it's a guy at a mall around here. He do 3D printed.
Yeah.
Action. I guess they're action. It might be statues. I don't know, but it's 3D printed. He does it in the mall, and you take the picture and he 3D printed and can put some clothes on you or do something.
Robert is asking about the turtles. They were cartoon.
Yeah, the cartoon version.
They were cartoon
the
versions.
Nickelodeon version.
Yeah, that's what they did. A Storm Collectibles, Baba Louie says, I don't have any. They look good. And I like that they do a lot of video game related stuff, but I don't actually have any of those.
Oh, okay. The Thumb Collectible.
You got the SH Figure Arts Wrestlers too.
Yeah, I said that. I said I had the turtles and
how'd I miss that?
I don't know, because I said I got 8 figures.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Jeff picked up the Wolverine Tamashii Nations. Now I know you wanted those.
That was the very last one that they did. And I like the Star Wars ones from Tamashii Nations too, but I don't have any. There's too many. They've done a lot of those, but the Marvel ones, there's only 7 or 8 of them altogether.
Do you remember Mighty Mugs?
Mighty Mugs.
Yeah.
I think so. Do you press their head and their face turns around? Is that the one?
The selfies look like trash. My wife and I are big Ghostbusters fan, and we wanted to be some Ghostbusters, but we saw a Friends, and well, that's money saved. Oh wow.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. They look terrible, and they're expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't gotten back to it. I don't know. Wow. They haven't released the wave yet, but they make a lot of figures, because I don't really call those starting lineups. Those are Legends figures.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. But they're gonna release 6 or 8 at a time over a period. and that's how it's going to be done.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's fair to call them starting lineups, because starting lineup figures were figurines.
Yeah. Well, they want to have it that sports, because people remember starting lineup as a sports figure, so you can't call them Marvel Legends.
Yeah, I know, but they're tapping into the Kenner nostalgia of that whole thing.
Yeah, NECA Turtles has been churning out quite a lot of characters if you're looking for more than just the turtles themselves. Now that you can find them, I mean, before, when they first came out, because they went to Target, you couldn't find it. And that's what turned me off with it. But now you go to Target, they're everywhere, and they do look nice, but I'm like 50 waves behind. But I'm on the Super 7 one, and I don't even know how I feel about that anymore. It's because, I don't know. You just get tired of it all after a while. It just seemed like it's just overwhelming. It becomes too much. Like 8, 9 Marvels, as far as I know. Johnny Depp with him.
You're better off. He says Munin says the only one they have is the Tekken figures.
Oh.
I like the Golden Axe ones. And I used to play Golden Axe 2 in the arcade, and I used to kill it. I could in the arcade machine, I could go from start to finish without getting hit once on the arcade machine. But then when I got it for Sega Genesis, it's not, because it's a different type of controller, I guess. I could finish it, but I couldn't finish it without getting hurt. But yeah, because you have a status bar with how much life you got, and I'd never take a hit. I could wipe the game out, but it's different on Sega Genesis. But that's one of my old school favorites.
Jeff want the Playmates re-release of Monster Force with the vehicles. I don't think I ever heard of Monster Force, have I?
That sounds familiar.
You don't know Monster Force?
Hey, I get jumbled up.
David doesn't know. I got to tell Lou that one. I'm going to send him a message on Facebook and say, we were on a live and somebody asked David about a figure. He said, I never heard of that. I don't know it.
Well, there's a lot of cartoon-related properties. Like, remember Mummies Alive? Who remembers Mummies Alive?
I know. We saw the figure though. Didn't we see the figure at the last show? We were watching a video and the guy had it. I haven't paid attention to sports in over a decade, but I buy a modern starting lineup of the Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal, and I'm not even that big in the sports guy. Yeah, because when Funko came up with the Michael Jordan and the Dream Team, I thought about getting that. I actually did, and I'm not a sports person either, but I actually thought about getting those because I did like that. Okay, what are these for? Not quite. Okay, I did that one.
Okay. And Marvel Fan is here.
Hey, Marvel Fan. Any killer Black Friday deals I might have missed? Been looking.
We've been home all day.
Yeah, we ain't been outside. Been home all day long. Waiting for Funko to start doing 3D printed figures. They already do that, don't they?
Well, they have you can make your own figure at the stores.
RoboCop pinball machine.
Yeah, I'm a fan of old school pinball machines too. Gnomsky remembers Mummies Alive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, some of those figures are tough to find because there's a one or two that were only made in the UK.
Yeah.
What?
My thing is about the
Monster Force is the best. Universal Monsters, a group of scientists. Well, it sounds familiar though, but sometimes it's hard to keep track of all the different toy properties that have been made into action figures back in the day, because if you had a show, you probably had an action figure line.
Yeah,
and that's just the way it was done, because that's how they did the marketing. One that I had a set of that I really liked, that I'd like to get back into if I could, was the Exo Squad. I liked those. I liked that toy line.
I want Backstreet Boys action figures.
Well, they have the like 11.5-inch dolls set. I forget. I think LJN make those.
Mm,
I think they did.
they got in sync, not in sync. What's them boys from Boston? You know, New Kids on the Block.
New Kids on the Block.
I want
Yeah.
theirs too.
They're not expensive.
No, they're not.
They're not.
I'm gonna get that.
Spice Girls either.
Ain't
You can
nobody
get the
want no
whole thing of Spice Girls
I don't want no
real
Spice
cheap. People
Girls.
keep saying that they went out and there was nothing. See?
I remember Money's Alive.
Yeah.
Says Robert.
Yeah, and they want to know, Jeff wants to know if we ever went to the Arcade Museum in Vegas.
I never. Oh, I've been to Vegas once. I don't think it was all that cracked up to be.
No. Well, you don't gamble.
Yeah, I don't gamble. So that's probably why it wasn't all that great, because I don't gamble. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm done with
Ridley says that they had deals at Target, buy one, get one half off.
Walmart is closing down. They're not opening up until tomorrow. They're not doing that whole 24-hour thing for Black Friday. They said they're going back to the old ways.
Yeah. And then Jeff is saying that the Exo Squad was awesome. And it was a cool show, and the toy line was good. Another one that I really liked was Mighty Max with the little, little play set.
I won my auction.
The little play set and the little teeny figures. I like that, and all that. It was the boys' adaptation because Bluebird came up with that idea for Polly Pocket, and then they adapted it into Mighty Max. But then everybody was copying it. Ninja Turtles made a mini play set. Even Captain Crunch had a mail away one, a submarine with little figures that you could get. Everybody jumped on that bandwagon. Star Wars was doing it. Micro Machines was making the little play sets and stuff. But yeah, I really liked the Mighty Max. I'd love to find like sealed, carded Mighty Max play sets and stuff.
Has anybody on here bought on Whatnot or did a claim sale before? I just want to know how that is.
How does that work?
Do you want? Yeah, I would like to have that. I'm gonna lie. The New Kids on the Block and the Usher, but will I buy it? Probably not. It would have to go on like a sale, and then I have to have a coupon or a gift card to buy it. You know, I don't know. I know. I mean, I would like to have it, but I doubt it if I would buy it.
Yeah.
I had the New Kids on the Block, Jonathan Doll as a teen.
That's all right. I was wondering if it was LJN because they made a lot of those musical dolls. They did like the Michael Jackson, and they did what was his name? Boy George, and lots of figures like that, musical figures, because they just recast the same body mold.
Yeah.
That's why it's got the hand.
Oh, see, now we green.
Yeah,
we good to go
the
now.
The hand with the hole in it that you plug the microphone in, and they reuse that same body mold for the V Alien Visitor figure. They just recast the head and redress them.
When I was in Vegas, I did go. I sent you the video of it. Wasn't it the Marvel Museum or some type of museum?
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know what the name of it was. I can't remember. But I did go there. You know, walked up and down the strip and stuff like that. Yeah, it was fine. I enjoyed sitting in the casino, and they had like all these chairs and you sit down and you can eat and do all that.
I used to go to the casino in Kansas, but I would go there for the buffet. Their buffet restaurant is fantastic.
When I worked at Union Pacific and we had to go to Omaha, I would stay in what was the name? I can't remember the name of that, in Council Bluffs, and they had a hotel / casino, and I liked staying there because the buffet was really good. You know, it was attached. Mighty Max was huge in the UK.
It was a cool show. Richard Mall used to do voice acting for it.
Oh, okay.
The guy who played Bull Shannon from Night Court. He was the voice actor for Thor on that show. They had some good voice acting on that show, actually.
Yeah. That's true, Ridley. Britney Spears need to be left alone. I mean, she's too young to have a bio. I mean, really.
Yeah, but her career is long because she started in like the Mickey Mouse Club.
Well, she started on Star Search. She was on Star Search.
Yeah, so she's got a long enough career that you can get away with it, and she's kind of done. So
what? Yeah, what I got is Strange Tales number 169, the first appearance of Brother Voodoo.
Oh my God!
I'm finished with that run because it was only 5 books, number 169 through 173. And
that's bonkers.
And I only needed.
That's a big key.
It is a big key, and it was priced low. Nobody bid on it. 2 of them went out today. The other one went out, and it was actually a graded book, but it was I don't care for graded. I would have cracked it out anyway, but it was real damage, and David wasn't going to be able to clean it. He looked at it. He was like, "Oh, I won't be able to clean this one." But this one that I got was cheaper. It's a raw book, so it better be cheaper. And it was set really low. But on Thanksgiving, I don't think nobody paying attention.
Yeah.
So nobody bid but me. The other book nobody bid on. But like I said, it was it had a real bad stain on the bag. And even if I took it out and David cleaned it, it wasn't going to be, wasn't going to be able to do much.
It wouldn't have changed the grade.
No.
I could make it look better if I
Yeah.
cleaned it up, but otherwise,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a big key.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay, you used to sell on whatnot.
I've heard it's really rough on sellers, except for a select few people that are in the boys club.
I've heard some people say that they got some really good deals, because if you're a small seller and you don't have a lot of followings, then a buyer could really get some deals, but then the window is really small. That auction window is really small.
Yeah.
I went on there just to look, but I didn't create an account so I could look good. But I haven't used whatnot yet. Mine look, yeah. I thought about it just to see, but then I was always told that some sellers don't give you a lot of detail. They don't show the items real well, so you can see good. So you kind of like up in the air with buying stuff.
Yeah.
All this talk about casinos is completely out of my wheelhouse.
It'll be all right.
I know. Yeah, the casino, I don't gamble, but like I said, the food is good. It's always good. Union, that's cool. Hobo's real. Yeah, not as much as it was.
It used to be very culturally significant. The traveling man.
Yeah.
But it started dying off probably towards the end of the 70s, and less and less. Where once upon a time there was tens of thousands of people doing it. Now it's a couple of stragglers, a couple of,
Yeah, we would catch some people getting off of the train, because as the train would come into the yard, they have to go like really slow and sometimes stop. And then you would see the people getting off. And before they leave, because you pull up to the stoplight, and then most of the time you stop so a person will know, okay, this train about to pull off. You can see them looking for a car with the door open, or one that you can get the door open. You'll see them getting on. But yeah, that's how that was. I don't like gambling. It's so funny. My mom took me to Atlantic City for my 21st birthday. I wasn't impressed. They usually have good shows at some of the casinos, like the singing and stuff like that are usually good. Strange Tales is a good series. I have number 110, one of my favorites. I don't know what 110 is.
The significance there.
Yeah, the significant. Yeah. What is book 110? Who's in it? If you have a huge social media presence, you're making money. If you're not, as a seller, this is a struggle.
Yeah, I heard the fees are pretty bad too.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true, but yeah.
As a buyer, you're in luck. Lots of deals. Yeah.
That's what we were wondering about.
Yeah. But you got to go to a small seller, and then you kind of like, they kind of get screwed because they're not big enough to make the money that the big wigs can make.
But there's this illusion that, anybody can just jump in and make a fortune, but it doesn't quite work that way. You've got to have the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, that the retro scene is crap. The prices are either crazy bad or crazy insane. Yeah. We saw a live YouTube video
Mm-hmm.
of a person showing their whatnot auction, and they had a big book that will usually go for like $100,000, and
Oh,
it
it was
sold for
the
like
it was the
20,000.
ASM 15.
Okay,
It was a low grade, but it went for less than half of what it
yeah,
should
it went
have.
for like $20,000.
I think 30, 31 or
Oh,
32,
30. Okay,
31 or
it was
32,000.
low
But
because it
it
normally
should
would
have,
go for 100.
yeah, it should have been closer to 100. And the person was showing the video clips and they were like, look at this. This is that person made out like a bandit.
Really, you don't even want to know. Super serious is not the word. Think of something more than super serious. That's David.
You got to be really careful. That's why.
He is serious. I don't even go in the room when he cleaning books. Cause I mean he's scrubbing and doing all of that. He got the steamer out. He got this. He got that. I don't even go in there. Because he takes it seriously.
Oh,
He
no.
really does take cleaning those books serious. He don't play no games. And that's the main bread and butter. And now that I'm in the comic books and collecting, I understand the importance of it. I make fun
the
of them.
older the book, the worse.
Yeah.
I got one right now that the guy that somebody sent to me.
King of the Road.
He sent me some books to work on, and he said, I know that they're in really bad shape, but I just want you to I just want them to present better. And one of them, it's like a 0.2. That book is it's like falling apart, and the spine is gone, and I mean the whole spine is gone except for a section. It's about literally a quarter of an inch, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm afraid to touch it. Even taking it out, sliding the bag off, and little flakes are coming off of it, and I'm like, oh my god. And I'm like, dude, and he says, I know, I just want it pressed so it'll present better. I'm like, yeah, I can do that, but it's the condition. It's probably the worst condition book I've ever worked on.
Yeah,
and I'm trying. I do my best, but some people, they just want it to look better.
Yeah, and and I understand it because
it won't help the grade. There's nothing that can be done.
No,
but
I mean, if you got a book that's expensive, like let's say to you an expensive book is $1,000. Well, I can find one for $50. Yeah, it might be a little raggy. It might have the corner torn off, but I got the book. And that's what's important to you. You have the book. If I can wipe it down, press it out, make it flat, get a couple of them wrinkles out, that's enough. Put it in a Mylar bag with a nice backing board. We good to go. I'd rather go to my local stores and buy my figures, never buy online. I would like to agree with you. I would like to agree with you, but
yeah.
I can't, because we have been to our local stores, meaning not just the Targets, the GameStops, the Walmarts. We've been to the local comic books and toy stores around here, and the prices are usually, almost always, but I'll say usually, more than what you can find on eBay and other online stores for used figures. I'm talking about used stuff, like like vintage stuff that's not on the shelf anymore.
Yeah.
And then when you
if they even have it,
if they have it, and then they don't ever want to work with you. They don't ever want to, give you a little deal, give you a little discount or nothing. And you buying a lot of figures and you got cash, okay, well, you got cash, I'll take $10 off. When you said book, I was thinking about
The Necronomicon, huh?
Uh-huh.
Ash has that copy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, the magnifying glass, all that stuff comes out.
You got to be careful.
Yeah, especially with other people's stuff. You know, you got to be real
Well,
careful.
I mean, you can look behind us and see how clean things are. Retro. Especially with cats in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
you gotta
David
be
don't
clean.
David don't clean the house. I do. He clean them comic books like he probably cleaning for the Congressional Library. But no, I clean up the house.
I clean up after the cats, though.
Yeah, he cleans after those cats. I don't mess with that.
I maintenance the cats.
Yeah, he maintenance the cats, and I make sure that gets done. And then, but I do like the overall cleaning of the house. That's not a book.
Some of them it may as well be. It may as well be.
Does David have a sterilized tent? Like,
no, but you got to keep the area really clean.
He does keep that area clean.
Imagine this though: if you're going to, you're working, you're dampening the book. You've got to steam the book. If you press it without moisture, it's not going to be flat.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say while you're doing it, an eyelash falls out.
Or one of them little cat hairs.
And you don't see it, and you press it, it's gonna dig a groove right into that book. And if it comes out by the root, that root will liquefy and stick to the book, and you may not be able to get it off. So once you press that book, you've got to make sure nothing is on there. A speck of dust will leave pits in the cover of the book when you press it. You've got to be really careful.
A speck of dust will leave pits.
It will leave a pit. You'd be surprised.
I don't know about all that, but that area where he does all that work, I don't mess around in it. I don't bother it. I don't go over there. I clean everything else. He cleans that area and he cleans up after them cats. I imagine cleaning vintage comic book will require a lot of focus. Yeah, he does. Now, I'll give him this. When he cleaning those books, even if it's not that bad, he still give it about 2-3 passes. If it's real bad, 5-6 passes.
Yeah, because it's like, and that's the difference between like I guess an independent presser versus, because people will pay. I get a contract here and there. People pay me to do pressing, but if you send it to CGC to get pressed, one and done. And that's why you see often people when they do their unboxings and they think it looks worse after the pressing.
Yeah.
It started because like, oh, look, we pressed it, it's flat. Oh, so what if it went lopsided? Or so what if the staple busted through the cover because we didn't pay attention to the staple placement or whatever.
Yeah.
But if somebody contracts me to press, I'll press the book 5 damn times if I have to get it where I want it, and I don't charge them extra for that. I just want to make sure it's done right.
That's a person that takes pride in their work, and that's the thing that's often missed in society nowadays. People that take pride in their work.
Yeah.
I
suppose, yeah.
And even at CGC, okay, they offer you the service
to and make you wait a year.
Yeah, to press and clean your book, but they don't take no pride. Oh, you want this press? Slap it on the thing. It's done. 2 minutes later, he cooked them books for about 30 minutes.
After it's been like on hold for a year, and then going to grading and waiting another 6 months.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta be kidding. But yeah, I'm not that busy. I don't get that many contracts.
Wow.
I don't get that many contracts.
The closest comic shop to me is wall-to-wall Funko Pops. I ran out of the store for my own sanity.
Shame on
you. What are your pros and cons on statue versus action figures? I think they're two totally different things that don't even need. Yeah,
that's a completely different wheelhouse.
Yeah, it's completely different. I wouldn't say that there is a pros and cons. Now, it's about what you like. I like both. I like statues and I like action figures. Now, the one thing about statues, they are big. They do take up a lot of space,
and they're more fragile. If you have an accident with the statue, you're done.
An action figure can give, got a little more give. If you drop it, you might not break it. A statue, you drop that, you're done. It's over with. So if I would say that there's a pro and a con, the con with statues, they're big, they're more fragile, they take up a lot of space, and of course they're more expensive. I like them. Um, there are only a few others that I would want, but they're now aftermarket, so I won't get them. I don't really see myself getting any more. The ones that I really like, I have. The ones that I would really like to have are aftermarket, and it costs too much. I would have to win the lottery to get them. But I do like statues, and none of the statues that I have I would sell. I wouldn't get rid of any.
They still not even sure if they're going to put it out.
Oh yeah, that Flash movie.
They're still not even.
They're
sure
not
if
even
they're
talking about that anymore.
Yeah, they stopped talking about it.
And you know that that CEO of Disney quit, and the old CEO came back. So the guy who bought up all of the Marvel and Star Wars and Fox, but he had retired.
The problem with him though is he's the one that started all the mess in the first place.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to go back, you needed to go back a step further. He may not be any better.
Now, we haven't been to the pawn shop in a while, but every now and then you can find some toys and action figures in there. I've actually found a bulk of my Masters of the Universe stuff and some other action figures at pawn shops. And we used to buy, the majority of our DVD collection came from the pawn shop.
Because the DVDs are dirt cheap.
Yeah, at the pawn shop. It's always like 10 or 20 of them for $5 or something.
Yeah, crazy cheap.
Yeah,
prices.
It's like super cheap. Yeah, because they don't want them. I'm going to hire David to clean my pops.
Yeah.
Looking cranny.
That's why Robert says he wants to put him back in the corner. See. Oh no, Melody said that. I'm sorry.
But at least with pops, you can put those in the dishwasher.
They're vinyl. You want to melt them down?
No, doesn't the dishwasher have hot cold settings?
I don't even know.
I never used.
Well, the whole purpose
behind
a dishwasher originally is it's supposed to steam the dishes to disinfect them. So I don't know if there is a cold setting. I don't use dishwashers. Except
I have never used a dishwasher in my life.
I used a dishwasher when I worked at IHOP when I was a teenager, but that industrial one. But it's supposed to steam it to sterilize it.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
Shoot. Retro David is going to be.
Yeah. Gotta get a big dunce cap, big triangle cap, like they used to. Get the ruler and smack your knuckles.
There's other fans for the fired out. Yep, he's gonna put them in the backyard. We got a burn pit in the backyard. He'll throw them out there.
Yeah.
How much does pressing usually cost?
I'll clean and press for 20.
I have 25 needing to be put up.
Yeah, if it's only pressing, I would do it for like maybe $15. But if it's a clean and a press, I'll do it for 20, which is kind of silly because the cleaning is harder. But honestly, because you got to be careful, you could accidentally, depending upon the fragility of the book, you could be cleaning it and a corner could come off, something like that. I've been very fortunate because I go very gently. But yeah, pressing $15 and clean and press 20, which it doesn't hurt to buff the book out or whatever.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, actually, modern books are harder because they get those plasticky pages, like magazine style pages. If you're not careful, when you heat that book up, the pages will all stick together. It'll come out like a brick.
Oh, wow.
You got to know what you're doing, or else you'll never open that book again. So, but yeah, older books I find are easier. Believe it or not.
What's your opinion on quiet quitting?
Oh, what, people giving up? On a lot of people have been doing that.
Quiet quitting.
I guess I kind of did that with the classifieds, the G.I. Joe classified series. I just kind of gave up. And then somebody sent me two. You saw that in the unboxing. Somebody sent me two from Canada.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy crap. But you know, it was really nice. But
Yeah.
I wasn't buying anymore. I've been like a year since I bought one.
And acting your wage. But that acting your wage, I mean,
That's a bet. No,
people have been
I don't agree with that.
over living above their means since time began.
Yeah.
You know, so
Even more so in the modern era.
yeah, in the modern era, now that we have more things, material things,
now that anyone
yeah,
can borrow.
yeah,
Because once upon a time you had to really prove yourself. Now it's nothing. You get a
yeah,
credit card. Hell, you could spend against your check and you don't even have it. You can
yeah,
overdraft your bank,
mm-hmm,
and they're like, "Oh, we'll forgive you up to $50, up to
yeah,
100." Why are you spending that money?
yeah,
So it's gotten a lot worse. But acting your wage, odds are you're probably already not doing a good enough job that if they weren't desperate, they would keep you anyways.
yeah.
And all you're doing is putting a heavier burden on someone who is doing their job.
Yeah, I mean, I've
You
worked
know?
those jobs, and in all jobs, it doesn't matter. You know, when I was at Union Pacific, when I was at McDonald's, you're gonna always have the same group of people.
Mhm.
You're gonna have a group that bust their butt, they do what they're supposed to do, they come to work on time, they get their job done, they do all of the reports, they cook the fries, they wipe down the tables, they do whatever, and then you're gonna have that group. They're gonna do the bare
Well, they
minimum.
said act your
Period.
age, but yeah, act your wage,
He
right?
said
Yeah.
wage and quiet quitting.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
And then you're
I
gonna
just
have
wanted to make sure because of Melody's question.
and then you're gonna have that group bare minimum. They come to work, they do what is asked,
Yeah.
period. They will not do more. They see
Plus,
something else needs to be done. They won't even say, hey, you know, that need to be done. I ain't doing it.
unless the job requires that you not cross over your job, because I've heard that too.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, you know, how can you just leave that behind? Some jobs won't allow you
Yeah,
to.
Union
You gotta,
Pacific wouldn't allow that.
you do only your job and
Yeah,
nothing else, or
nothing
else.
else.
And it was like that at Frito-Lay too. You don't do Jimmy's job.
Yeah,
You do your job.
yeah,
You don't help Jimmy unless you've been authorized to do so.
yeah. Union
Um,
Pacific was like that.
yeah.
But at least some people would say, okay, I can't do that, but I'm
Mhm.
gonna tell the manager, hey, over here, this, and this.
Yeah, and it's like I went through that at UPS. Here's the thing too.
Mm-hmm.
You took the job knowing what you were getting yourself into.
Yeah.
When I worked for UPS years ago, that was one of the worst jobs I ever had, and it did not pay well at all. But I did what I was supposed to do, and I knew, I knew, okay, this is only going to pay this much. This is extremely labor intensive,
Mm-hmm.
but I took the job. I'll do the job. I don't like it, but I'm not going to crap on the job and make it harder on someone else
Yeah.
because I didn't like it. You know what I mean?
I mean,
It's a childish mentality, I think.
I take pride in my
Mhm.
work. I do what I'm supposed to do, and I make sure I do it well. I don't want somebody else have to come behind me to clean up my work, to finish my work.
Mhm.
I try to do it to the point where you don't have to ask me no questions.
Yeah.
Because when I worked for the city of Atlanta, I would go for weeks, even months, without seeing or talking to my supervisor and the director. They didn't have to talk to me. They didn't have to call me or nothing. The reports were due on Friday. They got them on Thursday. Everything that needed to be done was done. They didn't have to call me. But then you got other people, they always got to be in the office underneath you talking and rubbing elbows
Yeah.
and doing all this. Nobody got time
That's
for
what
that.
Nick used to tell me when I used to be a manager for Family Dollar years ago,
Uh-huh.
and Nick was the district manager, and I hardly ever saw him. And I was like, he'd come in. I remember one day, I forget how the conversation went. I was like, where have you been? I haven't seen you in like 2 or 3 months. And he was like, that's a good thing. He was like, the fact that you don't see me is a really good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because trust me, if you see me around all the time, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because I never heard from Nick. He just left me alone.
Mm-hmm. And I remember we had got a new manager in. It was 2 months before I met that guy. And you know, they would come together. Oh, where's this? Oh, you never going to see her. You got to call her to come.
Yeah.
To come. The only way they would see me is to call me or send me an email saying, "I need you to come into the office." After that, other than that, I'm not just coming to hang out.
Yes, they did,
Oh
Ridley,
Lord,
and
them
they
darn
were
cats ate up all my turkey.
happy. They were happy.
Yeah, they ate some turkey.
Oh yeah, they were happy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll waste some money and water. Run up your water bill. You got to wash the dishes before you put them in the thing. What's the point?
Yeah, if you gotta pre-wash them, they're being washed twice. You may as well just knock it out.
Yeah.
And that's a shame, Union. But the pawn
Overwork.
shops around here, they got a ton. They have so many movies, it's ridiculous.
It take you a while to sit there and go
Yeah,
through it.
and that's true, Melody.
Mm.
Yeah, they say they don't live above their means because credit makes you a slave to those companies, and
Yeah,
that's
it
true.
does.
The
It
more
does.
people you owe, the more of a slave you are.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And what's that, Jeff? Even in law enforcement, we had guys in the squad half-assed jobs. It was horrible. Yeah, and it just makes it harder on somebody else.
Yeah, because somebody else always got to come behind you and clean up your mess and do your work. And it's like, why do I have to do this person's work? I think the post office gets a lot of undeserved hate. Most of the time, packages arrive within a week or two and are really damaged.
I saw more damage in because I was a loader. I would do unloading, and then I would transfer to preloading. So I did both jobs. And man, they used to beat the hell out of those packages. I'm surprised any of them made it intact. But yeah, I don't have too many gripes with the post office.
Yeah.
Usually it's a matter of how it was packed.
Yeah.
But a lot of people like using the free boxes from the post office, and they're flimsy. So you've got to be really careful with them.
Yeah. The union don't like you doing other work, but they don't want to do it themselves.
No.
But they don't want you doing it either, because now you make them look like they don't do their job.
Yeah.
There was a spider on me.
Oh, you scoop them up gently,
When
and you bring them outside, and you blow them out the door.
When
I remember
worked
Zaire's.
What's Zaire's? That sounds familiar.
Department store.
No,
Like Bradley's
items
or
in each
Kmart.
department. Good luck today. Yeah, you go to Home Depot, ask them where something is. They don't know. Walmart, same thing.
Yeah.
Any store you go to except for Ace and True Value, they don't know nothing. They don't know where nothing at. They're pulling it up on the phone.
Yeah.
I can pull it up on the phone myself. I pulled it up before I got here.
Oh, like you go to Best Buy, they used to have experts in Best Buy. Now they look it up on the computer and they read the description.
Situation, then would you get the rookie who just things up by calling the bad guy, sad guy, confused guy, the butthole, and then just ruin it? Yeah. Well, you got people that don't have any kind of people skills. David, he died. Sorry. Who's she talking
Who
about?
died?
I don't know. Melanie, what are you talking about? My rule of thumb is that you don't have the money for it, you can't buy it. That's my rule of thumb. I find out how much something costs and then go save the money and buy it, because I don't have to have it right now. You know, I don't have to have the latest iPhone or TV or this gadget and that gadget. So, you know, I can.
Melody's talking about the spider.
Oh.
I'll pick him up and take him outside.
He don't kill nothing.
Oh.
You get the spider in the house, the lizard come in with the wood. He pick him up and take him. I'm like, kill it. I'm trying to get the cat over there to kill it. Keep moving everything and picking them up.
They never bite me either. It's because it's that aura that you have, that oneness with nature. They come, gentle creature. Let me save you. Hey, you remember the I can't. What was the name of that realtor?
What realtor?
The realtor when we were looking at that house and the dog.
Oh, Scott.
Yeah, that big dog come running up and he was freaking out, and and I talked to the dog, and the dog got quiet and then came and started rubbing up on my side. And he's like, "Oh my God, that is incredible. I've never seen anything like that." I, I do I do have a way with
He
animals.
does.
Yeah,
The
because that
way
dog looked like he was gonna tear that
he
guy's
did,
throat
he
out.
did.
He was, and it's a big, like 100-pound dog,
Yeah, he was a big dog.
barking and screaming, and it's like, "No, come here. You don't want to fight, do you? Come here, boy." And then the dog's looking at me funny, and then did what I said.
We see dogs and cats as we walk through the neighborhood, and they always want to follow us home. And I'm like, we're not bringing no more animals to this house. But one dog, I did want to bring that dog. That dog followed us for a long time.
Yeah.
And I took him back home. And then we saw him again. He tried following us. I would always take him back home. I was like, the next time I see that dog.
What you mean, like roaches retro? Roaches have to die.
That's Ridley.
Oh, Ridley, retro
Pest
philosopher.
control.
Retro philosopher.
Oh, okay. I was reading. How do
Yeah.
you deal with pest control in the toy room? We keep the dehumidifier on.
Yeah.
Nothing can live down here.
It's off now because
because we got
we're on the a lot,
and it's kind of loud.
It's loud. But the dehumidifier, that's one of the, because we did maintaining your space kind of video a couple of years back. But that dehumidifier, if you keep the moisture level down, if insects or rodents got into your collection area, they cannot survive above a certain moisture point. Even mice or roaches, spiders, they'll die usually within 24 hours.
Yeah.
Because if the humidity is below 40, they can't survive.
It's too dry.
Yeah.
And we keep it really low down here, so it's dry. They can't live. They don't survive. So
yeah.
No, David don't pick up water bugs.
No.
He'll kill those.
Yeah.
He kill the water bugs.
Invasive insects have to die.
I went to Lowe's one time, asked the girl where sawhorses were. The girl honestly replied that they don't have horses. I just shook my head.
There, this is what they're talking about.
Dr. Doolittle.
1967 Mattel. That's the Rex Harrison Dr. Doolittle figure. Since you brought it up.
Those people at those stores, they don't know anything.
No, not anymore.
They don't know where nothing at. I went in there. I needed chicken wire. Me and my cousin went. He was like, "Do not ask for chicken wire. Ask for wire mesh." I'm like, "It's not called wire mesh. It's called chicken wire."
Says it on the label.
He asked for wire mesh, and the guy looked at him. I was like, "Dude, where's the chicken wire?" "Oh, the chicken wire is over here." See? Are you worried the moisture level will affect the cats?
They don't come down here.
No.
So Miss Kitty does occasionally.
But she doesn't anymore because we fixed the door where she can't open it.
Yeah.
So now she doesn't come down here anymore.
But yeah, they don't come down here, so it doesn't bother them at all.
Yeah. But even
it helps to maintain the collection too. It's good for preserving.
Yeah. And it keeps the dust down. It doesn't stop the dust. But it does keep it down.
We don't have to dust hardly very often at all.
No, but we do.
Rarely.
Like
yeah,
every month, every other month, we'll come and wipe it down.
And it's very light.
Yeah. So the dehumidifier helps with pests. It helps with dust control. It does all that, so we don't have the
integrity of packaging, and especially like if you ever see, if you sometimes it shows, especially if it's an outdoor show. And people will have an action figure, and you'll see dew starting to form on the inside of the packages because where it's being stored, there's too much moisture in the air.
Yeah.
But if you brought one of these out into the heat like that, it won't happen because there is no moisture in the packaging.
Yeah. So.
But anyways. I heard trampling of feet upstairs, and so they're racing around. They probably want to eat, especially Dusty is very, very hungry now.
Yeah, now that she's nursing. That cat eats so much, and I'm scared to feed her because she might get sick. But she eats so much. So
yeah, we're gonna have to.
Are you still collecting Funko Pops? I do, but I am very particular. I do like the
advertising. Yeah.
Okay, I haven't collected Funko Pops in a while. I have All of the Funko Pops I have, I am keeping. I will not give away, sell, or throw any of them away. Funko has come out with a few recently that I want.
Yeah.
They have the McDonald's, the Care Bears. They got that Wizard of Oz Toto.
Yeah.
I want that, but I don't have the original, and I do want the original Wizard of Oz, but they're too expensive. And then they have a couple of others that I would like to have, but I doubt it if I'll get like the music ones are starting to come out, like the Usher and the Backstreet Boys, that kind of stuff. But I doubt it if I'll get them. But I will get the McDonald's one, and I will get the Care Bears, as much of the Care Bears as I can. But yeah, I've always been particular about the Funko Pops because I don't get every and anything. Like I don't get DC, Marvel, Star Wars, all of that stuff. I get specific lines, and I always did that, and I think that's what helped keep it down. I mean, I still got a lot, but it's not ridiculously big, you know.
Yeah.
But the ad icons, I did like the ad icons, but they were so hard to find. So I got a few, but I didn't
especially with a lot of them being like Target exclusives.
Or they were con exclusive, like the Tony the Tiger, and then that thing was going for like $300. And then a couple of the others, they were con exclusives, and they had metallic and all of this mess. And it was just you couldn't find it. And that helped to turn me off from Funko too. I didn't dust my collection all loose for a long time. One day I noticed my Mighty Morphin White Ranger became the brown Ranger.
We recommend using makeup brushes.
Yeah.
Get the large ones with the big heads on them.
We did a video on that.
Because especially with us having packaged stuff, the cellophane windows, if you wipe them, even with baby wipes, it'll make streaks in that cellophane.
Yeah.
So you can damage it over time. But the makeup brushes work really well. And
with the loose figures, if you use baby wipes, the paint can run, because sometimes it has chemicals in it, and it'll cause the paint to smear. Because you know the paint ain't on there that good anyway. I got the gummy bear pops. I have those. Those came out when I got back on the wagon, or fell off the wagon, however you want to call it.
But yeah, anyways, as I was trying to allude to, we got to go and check on the babies, and it's feeding time. We've been on for 3 hours and 20 minutes.
Wow.
So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Oh, JG, you're going to come in now?
He probably been here, just didn't say nothing.
I hope so. Well, it'll still be on YouTube, so you can go back and see it if you missed anything. But yeah, we did 3 hours and 20 minutes, and we're just about to wrap it up. And thanks everybody for joining us this evening. We hope you had a good day, and that we'll see if we can do this again sometime soon.
Don't forget, Saturday night we're gonna have another live.
That's right. We're doing a live Saturday night with a guest.
Yes.
So we'll be doing another interview Saturday evening.
All right. So we'll see you guys later. Happy